That's right, I forcefully moved you. How you like that? Okay.
Kind of turned me on, forcefully moving me. What are you doing?
Okay, do you want entitled Karens get put in their place, or do you want to start with boyfriend leaves me for my childhood best friend that we were watching before I stopped last time? Do you want to finish that one? Hi, TNL.
Yeah, let's finish that.
Okay. Oh, wait. Derp. Let's go to the right fucking screen, eh? Jesus. Jesus.
Might be a good idea.
Jesus. I was a professional one time. Hi, friends. Welcome in. Jada Deckelbride, a streamer. I do what I want here, and what I want to do today is on my lap, obviously. Well, I mean, she's also on the computer, but... Yeah, sure, go ahead. They're in my pants today. I didn't feel like putting a bra on. If that upsets you, grow some. Grow some and have them hanging up on your shoulders and back all day. Yeah, grow some this size. Grow some. I don't talk to you about your balls and whatever they're doing, because that ain't my business. That's your business. That's your balls. But you don't need to be talking about if my boobs and my pants are upsetting to you. That's a you problem.
Well, some people are just better at it, and some people just enjoy
Looming.
it. And then, yeah, like, I feel like the way to pay each other back is, like, when it's your friend's birthday trip or bachelorette, then you do the planning, you know? But it's not like, we're not, like, keeping tabs, right? I feel like we're only keeping tabs if it's, like, you're the only person that ever does anything for your friends, and they don't bother to, like, try
Alice started a loom.
But we're definitely not billing for time.
Oh.
She's got her own loom, though.
Oh, God.
Hers
Here's
is a
my
little one.
invoice. Oh, babe,
And she
here's
wanted
my
to
invoice
use the
for our month
camo
of
pink.
friendship. Get the fuck out of my face.
I was like, go ahead, babe. There's like
I'm dead.
4
Okay.
balls
No,
in
you
there
are
at
not
least.
the jerk. This next one is also from the Charlotte Joe.
I have
subreddit.
all of
Am I
his
the
yarn
a-hole
for this
contacting
blanket.
My ex-classmates'
Nice.
entire family
They
after
all
she
came in.
ghosted me and ruined my credit.
This is gonna be good.
Back in 2017, I moved into a large metropolitan city to study, far away from my hometown. I came from a very religious family, so living alone, partying, staying out all night, drinking, and even owning a motorcycle were things I always dreamed of experiencing. I had goals, plans, and honestly, I did accomplish many of the things I wanted during that time.
Jeebus is cool.
Fast forward to 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. An old classmate from high school contacted me out of the blue. For context, we graduated in 2014, and I hadn't spoken to her in years. She told me she moved in with some friends and that they didn't even have a living room set. No couch, nothing. They wanted to buy furniture on credit, but they needed a co-signer.
Bad feeling about this.
I'm gonna ask this MF I haven't seen in umpteen decades.
Okay.
Can you
Because I
co-sign
knew
for
what it
me?
felt like to start from zero and eat meals sitting on the floor, I agreed to help. I told her clearly that if at any point she couldn't pay the monthly installment, she just needed to tell me and I would help cover it, or figure something out together. 6 months later, I got a call from the furniture company saying the account was going into collections and that legal action would begin if the debt wasn't paid. Turns out she hadn't paid a single cent in months.
Give me a break.
You
Oh,
wait.
brother.
What?
And things like this just like make you like not want to help people, you know? Like it's like, why does one person
You
have to
don't ever
ruin
help
it
somebody like
for
financially
everyone?
that way.
I tried calling her. She rejected my calls repeatedly until she finally answered and said she didn't want to, quote, bother me by telling me she couldn't pay. So she'd rather bother you by ruining your credit?
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
you specifically tell her to tell you if she couldn't pay the monthly fee?
She
I
never
told her
intended
we are now
to pay
in
it.
a much worse situation. She promised to sell the furniture to pay the debt. She then told me she didn't have money to pay for premium ads to get more visibility, so I offered to do it for her. I posted the listings, and within a week, I had several interested buyers. I told her, and she didn't respond.
Cause she wanted free
What?
furniture.
You're literally doing everything to like solve the problem that she created, and she's not doing anything about it.
The
to
problem
help?
is she wants to keep the
absolutely
free
not.
furniture.
No. So days passed. She completely stopped replying. I contacted her roommates. No response. At that point, I was desperate. My credit history was on the line. So I went to her Facebook, filtered people with her last name, assuming they were family, and sent a message to over 20 of them. The message basically said, Juanita asked me to be her co-signer.
Juanita!
Stopped responding, and now I'm facing collections and legal issues.
You knew
I
she
need
was a
someone to help
sketchy
because
piece
this
of
is
shit with
affecting
that
my
name.
credit.
I get
also
to say
contacted
that
my mom,
because
who
Mama
is a
Eternal
lawyer.
is one of
She later
those.
found out that one of Juanita's aunts owed my family a favor. Out of sheer embarrassment, the aunt paid the debt. I then personally negotiated with the collections department to settle the balance immediately, got the interest reduced, paid everything off, and removed my name as co-signer. The aunt transferred me the money, and that was the end of it, financially at least. Later, I found out that Juanita and her friends had a falling out. She got
Juanita.
married, and she never apologized to me. The only time I heard from anyone was when one of her friends called me to say I was a B-word for contacting Juanita's family and making her look bad.
Kind of did it to herself.
I mean, to be quite honest, I feel like you could have
You
done
should
a
have
lot
just
worse
given
than
her
that,
free
legally
furniture.
speaking. I'm genuinely happy she seems happy now,
Furniture.
but I want nothing to do with her. So, am I the a-hole for going that far and contacting her entire
No.
family to protect myself? I mean, you
Absolutely
kind of,
not.
had no,
No.
choice, it seems. Like, it really genuinely seems
You
like
never should have
you
helped
did
her like that
everything
in the
you
first
could
place, though,
to help
dumbass.
her, and she
Your credit
didn't
is
give
not
two
worth
shits.
anybody.
I don't want people to like read
That is
stories
not-
like this and be like, "Oh, I'm never gonna."
I
help
mean,
a
even the
friend.
ones that have
Oh,
fallen out
everybody's
of your
out to get me and stuff." Like,
vagina.
there are
You need to
genuinely
have shit like,
situations where friends won't just like walk all over you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
You know what I mean.
Friends who have.
I
like,
might
a
if one of
conscience
my
and
siblings
would feel
needed me, you know, like this bitch up on her.
uncomfortable about
but-
someone taking on a debt or legal issues.
Not a
because of
motherfucker I haven't
their
talked to
poor
in years.
planning. But you know.
I haven't
I've been
talked to
around
you
the
in
block,
years.
And I have
What?
pretty good instincts about
We are
friends that are
definitely not
opportunists.
friendies enough for
And
any
those
of
are
that.
The exact friends
Hell no.
that I do not get into any sort of entanglement with, whether it's like roommates or owing them money or them owing me money or letting them borrow things. Like, I can always
Did he
sense
just say he
it,
wants
you
to
know?
touch
I
your
can always
body?
sense
'Cause-
it. But I
yep.
don't think that it's like, I feel like it's just because I've had a lot of life experience with this type of thing. So I know like the red flags.
All the red flags just look like flags.
And sometimes it's honestly really hard to tell. Like sometimes people seem like genuinely like really, really nice and you like want to help them. And it later comes out that they were kind of an opportunist. Yeah, no, I've definitely been in a situation before where like I've had to cut
We
off
found
friends
we
for
accidentally got hit with some
similar things.
opportunists.
Not the
Oops.
a-hole, your friend is a deadbeat and an opportunist. They did a crappy thing and they deserve to be embarrassed and shamed in front of their family. This is the thing. It's kind of like, you can never tell. Honestly, a lot of times you can't tell if someone's going to be an opportunist and they're going to do, you know, like they're going to be a bad friend, right?
Mhm.
It's really difficult to tell.
Mhm.
So is it better to sort of err on the side of caution?
Mhm.
Probably, to be honest. Or putting like some sort of like rules in place. Like I hate to say that you need a contract with your friend to pay you back, but
Yeah,
like,
you do. Anything that involves money,
you know.
you do need a contract. You want that shit in writing, crayon, doesn't matter.
There's honestly nothing that could have prevented this, in my opinion. Like, I feel like you just trusted someone, you tried to do the right thing, and they
How is
screwed
it the
you over,
right
and
thing?
I'm sorry to hear that.
How is
Bessie.
you
It
putting
happens
shit on your
sometimes
credit
in
for
life.
somebody else
Friends
doing
can
the right
suck.
thing?
So someone
How?
pointed out, I suspect she already burned all the bridges with her family and reached out to several classmates to get the money. OP responded, I love your screen name, by the way. It's Titty and Potatoes. OP responded, what is funny, though, is that later on I found out she indeed burned all bridges with her family by asking big amounts of money and never paying back. She even tried to create a YouTube channel with her friends that never got monetized or even got views. So honestly, it is very sad. Sounds like you were just the next person down the list of people she could ask to pay for shit.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
in the same way that it's like, let's say you have a kid that's like you're coddling, right? Like, let's say you're a mom and you have this like son or daughter who constantly needs to be bailed out of things. They learn that they never have to do anything for themselves. They never have to bail themselves out of anything. They never have to like earn a dollar. They learn that because mommy and daddy are
Mummy
always
and daddy,
there to rescue them.
rescue
I actually feel
me,
like bailing
mummy.
people out is,
Daddy,
I think
save
it's kind
me.
of counterproductive. And you never know
Oh.
if it's like you're just the next person down the list of people that they wanted to ask to bail them out. Not the a-hole for reaching out to her family for help, but you're the a-hole to yourself for agreeing to be on the hook. Thank God for the aunt. Most people do not have that luxury and would be stuck paying collections. And the legal system would agree in favor of you paying because you were a willing co-signer. That's true.
Yep.
100% accurate.
Be careful. Glad the situation worked out for you in the end. You know, I get why you're writing this, and hindsight is always 2020, but like, I think we would all like to be people that help people in need.
You
I
can
think we
without
all
putting
wanna
yourself
be, like, at
financially
least
in
for
trouble.
the most part, good friends, good partners.
You can do that
good members of
without
the
financial
community.
fucking
Unfortunately,
risk.
there are people who ruin it.
No
for
financial
others,
risk
because,
involved in
an ideal
friendship.
society is just like we're all just constantly helping
No.
each other. We're not keeping tabs. We're all just like part of this like village where we're constantly helping. But you know, the issue with that is there's
Beep-boop,
always
beep-boop.
people who take advantage of that and don't also want to be a villager in return. So yes,
Yeah,
she's
you
the
don't get to
a-hole
be
for
in our
herself
village
for
if you
agreeing
ain't
to
gonna be a
on the hook.
villager.
I agree
Hell
in that
nah.
sense that she shouldn't have signed the paperwork. But again, hindsight is 2020, right? So I think OP wanted to help her friend at the end of the day.
You
And
haven't
there was
talked
really
to
no
that
way of
bitch.
knowing that this would have.
You graduated. Listen, children in the back. She said they graduated 2014. 2014. She had not talked to this person since 2014, and they called to ask for. And she's. No. Okay? No. No part of this was you being a good person. You were just dumb. Dumb. That was a stupid. That was a throwing a rock at a beehive. That was just stupid. Okay? Don't lick the battery. Like, I know you want to, but don't. Just, no. Don't stick your tongue to the frozen pole. Don't poke a freaking crocagator. Just... The Tide Pod is not delicious. Okay? Thank you.
Happened. But I can bet your bottom dollar that she's never going to be a
No.
co-signer of anything.
You
For a
shouldn't have
friend
been in the
again.
first place.
So no, you are not the a-hole, my dear.
You're just a dummy.
Am I the a-hole for wanting to kick my friend and her baby out of my home, and I refuse to pay for her 50-inch TV that I broke?
No. If you broke it.
Okay, I'll hear you out. Hi, I need some advice, and I want to know if I'm in the wrong for wanting my friend to move out and her baby. And she seems upset that I didn't offer to fix her TV.
What
For
the hell has the
context,
baby gotta
my
do with
friend, we'll
anything?
call her A, moved in early December. She had a domestic situation and needed a friend. She has no one, so I, being the people pleaser, let her and her 1-year-old come and stay with me. The agreement was she could use my spare room for a short period until she found something else. She agreed. The day she moved in, she brought her 50-inch TV and a lot of her belongings. She put the TV on my shelf in the middle of the room. And this room is kind of small, and I did have some storage stuff like decorations and stuff that just don't have a place. I told her this before she came. My son had a room as well. He does not live with me full-time and rarely stays the night. He does come over and spend time with me, but he is the type to want to be in his home and bed in a comfortable place, which sadly for me is his dad's and Mimi's. Anyway, I'm a mail carrier and on the road a lot. She called me and asked me if she could move some things around. I think we need to be a little more specific than that. I need some specifics. I thought she meant the things in the room I let her stay in. Sadly, I was wrong. I came home from work and I saw that she moved all my son's things out of his room and into the middle room.
Huh?
Oh, no. I tried to evaluate the situation and not overreact. I thought, well, he really doesn't stay here, so maybe it's okay. Well, my son came over that same day that she did this. Her 50-inch TV that was previously on my rack in the middle room is now on the floor, leaned up against something in my son's now previous room. My son goes in there and looked around, and the TV fell over and the whole screen went black. She accused him to me of breaking her TV that she put in his room.
On the
Ooh, this is
floor.
messy.
Leaning.
Also, she keeps passively making comments about how I should offer her something for that. Meanwhile, she's living in your place for free, I'm assuming?
Question.
Waters, rights.
Okay. Not to mention, she's been here for 7 weeks. I gave her 6 months. My husband got laid off and I tried to ask her to find something sooner because I'm the only one working and I can't carry the weight of 2 extra. She tried to guilt me into feeling sorry for her and told me no, she wasn't leaving.
Yeah,
I told her 6 months,
there's
and that's what
shelters.
she expects.
Go to a shelter.
Okay. I mean, you did tell her 6 months. It was a situation of her own making. She put the TV in a place where, you know, it could have gotten ruined. She moved around your son's things without asking you, and then is now upset that, like, the place that she put her TV that was, like, kind of unsafe for it caused the TV to get ruined. I don't love that she's living in your place for free and then asking you to now pay her back for a TV that was ruined because of a situation of her own making. Like, I'm sorry. I think that also, to be fair, I do kind of think that if the situation was a little bit easier on you, like maybe she helped out a lot, didn't make it, you know, didn't cause a fuss, you would be more willing to like let her stay for 6 months. But like, it's kind of hard to tell when you tell someone that and then they move in how that person is going to behave within your space. I think that you probably would have let her stay for the full 6 months if she wasn't being difficult. Today she asked me if she could take the 20-inch TV I gave her for a temporary replacement with my living room TV, since no one watches it much anyway, her words. I told her I get up hours earlier than everyone and I enjoy a few hours of alone time and I watch it every day. Her response was,
well, I just figured since your son is the one who broke mine, you would offer something.
okay. At this point, I'm boiling inside.
Did you
she
nah?
rearranged my whole house. She
Did
raked
you
my
nah?
leaves, set up front plants, and
No,
decored neatly.
get the fuck out.
Did
Everything
you
except
nah?
the
Fuck
dishes,
out. Get
which
the
is
fuck
what
out of
I
my
really
house.
need done. She's supposed to be going to online school, but claims she's too busy with her 1-year-old and she can't. But she manages to rake leaves.
Hi, Sam. Get your ass in the Discord and pick up a craft right now. Come on, Sam.
I will say, like, I appreciate that she is doing something. I really want her out and go back in our agreement. She's overstepping boundaries, overreacting when I try to set boundaries.
Get in the Discord and pick up a craft, girl. Let's go.
Sorry if there are some missing details. Ask and I'll elaborate.
Am I the asshole?
Think it would be
Etc.
good for you to maybe figure out an alternative for her. I think this has the makings of she's never gonna leave. Like, I'm just saying. But like, her kid is innocent.
Never
in
gonna
all of
give
this.
you
I
up.
understand
That's
it's
her
becoming a lot for you, but
problem.
You did tell her that she could stay there for 6 months.
The
She
kid is
overstepping
a
boundaries, but
weapon
she's not,
for
like,
her.
Based on what you said,
That's
she doesn't
I
seem
learned
to be,
that.
like,
I
making a
learned about
massive
people
mess.
using their kids
Like,
as
she is
weapons to
doing
get them
stuff
stuff
Maybe
and
is there a
services
way
and
for you to
things.
sort of
It's
find another
disgusting.
situation for her
Your growing
and,
fruit does
like,
not entitle
let
you to
her
my
know
time, energy, or effort.
kindly
Or my money.
that this is becoming
Just
because
because I like your baby don't mean
yeah,
nothing.
I mean, you know, hindsight
You don't
is
get to
20/20.
have my
Again, you
money
wanted to
or
help a
my
friend in need.
house.
She also has, like,
You
an
especially
innocent
don't get to
baby
move my shit
that she has to
around.
take
Hell
care
the
of.
fuck no.
But at the same time, it's like, I think you grossly underestimated what it would be like to live with another woman and her baby. Let's see what everybody else has to say.
What do y'all think?
You need to be direct. I would sit her down and have a conversation with her, explaining that this is no longer a good fit, as you're feeling disrespected in your home and it's causing undue stress to you and your husband. Tell her you can't afford the extra 2 mouths to feed and that it is no longer suitable or fair to anyone. I would also nip the passive-aggressive comments about the TV in the bud immediately. She had absolutely no right to take over your son's room, rearrange everything, and then ask for the better television in the house. If she refuses to leave, let her know that while it would hurt you, you will get the police involved. You and your husband are priority number one. Your space is your space and your rules are to be followed. You need to take care of your family and your peace of mind. Unfortunately, this means your friend has to go. If you're feeling generous, you can let her know that you will spend 1 day helping her look for other arrangements. You also need to give her an exact date to be out by 1 week, 2 weeks, etc. So yeah, like, you know, you do have to have a difficult conversation. I do agree with this person. You know, it was probably something that you didn't realize what you were getting yourself into. You did tell her 6 months, but like, I find it odd that you did this incredible kindness for her and she kind of like, you gave her an inch and she took a mile, so to speak. At the same time,
No, not
she
so to
is
speak.
a
This is
single
exactly
mother
what she
with
did.
no job,
Several,
has a baby,
several miles.
no job, which is not an easy position to be in. So I do like the part about you helping her look for other arrangements. I think that that might be the easiest way out. She's still not gonna like it because at the end of the day, you're telling her to move out. I think in this regard, it's not even really for her peace of mind.
I
But
don't
your
know.
peace of
People
mind
just
to say
suck
that you
because
did
they
everything
want to
you could
suck.
to help. Because I would feel
they are
guilty about this as
vapid
well.
and
It's-
entitled.
yeah. So
Because they're
OP
spoiled.
responded. I tried being direct, and we ended up in a screaming match. I thought things were going to get physical. Ooh.
Get physical?
I clearly see I'm being taken advantage of and want her gone. She's trying her best to guilt trip me. Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure that that works. Like, I feel
Told ya.
guilty.
Children
being in a
become
situation where
weapons
I
for
need to tell you what to do
narcissists.
when there's like a kid involved. It's not the kid's fault.
They become
But I mean,
a
what
hammer
would she have done
to
if
your
you weren't in the
face
equation,
because
Give
you
her written
love
notice,
them or
certified
the
mail if
baby
need
or
be.
whatever.
First tape it to her bedroom door. Tell her you will evict her if she doesn't leave. I'm sure she'd rather not have an eviction on her record. Refuse to discuss it beyond that. Do not listen to anything she says. It's all manipulation. If she dares scream at you again, call the cops and report her for threatening you. Screaming is threatening behavior. Meanwhile, put all the stuff she put in your son's room back in the room she's currently in until you get her out, hopefully stat, and put a lock on your son's bedroom door. Hubby and I learned this the hard way. Don't let people stay with you. Yeah. It's also really bad to let people stay with you who literally have no job prospects whatsoever, who do not have an income, do not have any savings. Like let's say if you're looking at this from like a landlord's point of view. Like someone comes to you and they're, you know, in a really shitty position and like, you know, they have a kid, they don't have a job, they don't have any money. Like, are you going to let that person stay with you? No, like you're not. And like, obviously it's like, it's sad. It's a shitty position to be in. Everybody would love to be able to help everyone. But at the end of the day, like you're the one that's going to have to pay for her.
Well,
So,
TNL.
yeah, I mean, I think just letting her stay there, knowing that she had like no prospects of a job, no desire to go to school, no desire to like get herself
You get these
out of
gummy
this
jelly
situation.
ones.
Big red flag.
They're very soft.
I
And
think
you
that
put
we
them in
should
hot
all
water.
Strive to be helpful.
Boiling hot water. Take the
with
hot water
regards to
off. You know,
friends
put it in a cup.
in
Whatever.
situations.
Couple of seconds. Let it get a
But
little
friends
melty.
also need to learn
Mold
to
it to
help
your
themselves.
mouth.
OP said that she was going to have a hard conversation with her after work.
And it
saying
covers
she'd
the.
update. Let's see.
I have 4.
Okay.
That one's not been
Update
molded
from
yet.
OP.
The other 3 have.
She apologized and gave me $500 and bought some stuff for the house and told me I don't have to evict her. She's actively looking for a place and that she still loves me and considers me a friend.
Oh, phew.
Weird.
I didn't speak a lot. I just told her I was sorry for putting hands on her.
Sorry, what?
I still feel I should go to the courthouse and start the eviction process in case she is gaslighting to stay longer. I'm very cautious now because she took things so far. We've both been keeping distance, staying on opposite ends of the house. I still feel tension, but I've been working and staying in my room. She hasn't cleaned a single thing since everything happened. I don't think she will be helping at all now, which is fine if that means she's leaving sooner. Thank you for all the advice and validation. It meant a lot. People are trying to point out that she's giving you money to establish she pays rent, which makes it harder to get her
Sup,
out.
nude.
Yeah, I honestly, I would agree with all of that. If I was in a situation where, like, I was staying with a friend and they, like, yelled at me because, like, I was making it, you know, I was, like, messy or something, you can best believe that I would be on my best behavior after that.
Yes, sir.
So, it could be a tactic change. You know, I would still try and find places for her, still tell her that she has, you know, a time limit,
The countdown has started.
and be done with it. So are you the a-hole for wanting to kick your friend and her baby out of my home and refuse to pay for a 50-inch TV that broke? I also wanted to point out that you said that you put hands.
I've been slacking off on
Like you said that
streaming,
it kind of, like,
but
almost
I
got
have
physical and
blankets
stuff.
to
I
make,
don't
so
hold
I'll
on
try to
that.
stream
Like,
more
let's-
often.
I know these situations are very stressful, but like let's keep our hands to ourselves, okay? My
I'll
female 30,
stream while I'm at the other
husband,
house too
male
now.
33, has been cheating on me with my best friend, female 31. And he asked me tonight if I wanted to be in a throuple.
Blech!
Where does one find the audacity?
Oh my goodness!
Okay, let me start out by saying F 2020. 2020 sucked indeed. My husband lost his job in April and has been home while I've been working extra shifts, making $12 an hour to keep us from going broke.
I forgot what I was
Yes,
doing.
I've been out of the house more than at home. Yes, I haven't been super active in bed because I am really exhausted all the time, working 70 hours a week, standing on my feet all 70 hours. I thought he'd appreciate that I'm working, so we have things like food and a place to live.
Essentials.
So you are the main breadwinner, and he
Bread
cheated on you.
winning.
Big mistake. Huge. Instead, he and my friend have been copulating while I've been at work. She lost her job too. They've always gotten along with each other, and I've never felt jealous or threatened that they have hung out together, just the two of them, over the years. One very drunk night in 2009, she and I did kiss, but it was a one-time thing, and I didn't enjoy it. I thought I could trust them, that they were just friends. Obviously, I'm an idiot. Enough backstory. I came home tonight, and I found them snuggling on the couch, watching TV, like in a spooning position, but it was very obvious that it was intimate. They didn't panic, but she sat up. Then he sat up.
Check out my thing.
At this point, I felt my stomach turn into a rock and I felt dizzy. No word of a lie, my body went into some kind of shock. I walked to the bathroom, closed the door, and sat on the toilet. I started crying.
Oh, I
had
thought
no
she was
idea how
said.
long.
I thought she was gonna
And
say
I threw
I
up.
had a big
I heard
old
them
poop.
whispering, but couldn't make out what they were saying. But they knocked on the bedroom door and asked if I was
I
okay.
went to the
And I told
bathroom and
them,
blasted a
obviously,
super
I'm not.
dookie.
Tell him, bud. Tell him.
They didn't backpedal or deny anything. They didn't admit to cheating then, but my best friend said we should all probably talk about what's going on.
Oh, fine. Let's talk. Let's have a little chat.
I stayed in the bathroom. We talked through the door. That's when my husband said,
Okay, yes, we didn't want you to find out. Like, we've been in a relationship since July.
He said some more things, but I honestly can't remember them because my ears were kind of ringing. And then I kept thinking about him saying,
Relationship.
this wasn't a fling or a one-night stand. I could maybe forgive that, but a real relationship? Isn't marriage supposed to be just him and I are in a relationship? So he says whatever, and then my best friend says, so what do you think? Think about what? I missed everything he said, so I obviously told her, and she said, so you missed the part about all three of us living together. For those who are just watching, I just gave the side-eye cam a bombastic side-eye. No, seriously, like, where do people find the audacity? Because, like, this is not a very good bargaining point for you. She literally just caught them cheating.
That's
Oh my
funny,
After
TNL.
me asking,
Rent out
what?
your brother and they'll
My
be
husband
fine.
clarified that she'd
And
stay
you're
on the
wrong.
couch, but they'd keep each other company
She
during the day,
needs
and I could be
somebody
with her
for
too if I
emotional
wanted.
support, so she should have a super gay relationship with her
Absolutely
besties.
fucking not.
Absolutely
she knows I don't
gay.
want this because we would have
One of
made
the
out
like
more
ours,
than
where
at
you're
one
never
time in
quite sure if
2009,
we're
right?
fucking, but
I
you
she
know we
needs to
probably
move out of her
are.
place because no job and no rent payment. I had told her in the past she could always crash
Or
into place,
that
but
we
I never
would
meant like
immediately.
this.
The sexual
yeah.
tension is fire.
How could she
Whoop.
not know that? Is my best friend an idiot? Am I an idiot? No, I don't think you're an idiot, but it's actually like people really do try though. Like it's actually shocking to me how people can find the audacity to suggest things that are just so unbelievably out of the question.
Delusional.
I guess you could say, well, the worst thing she could say is no. Might as well ask. Shoot for the moon, you might land among the stars, as you might say. But I don't think that you're in a negotiating mood right now. Not for two fucking deadbeats who are literally cheating with each other.
Cheater!
The fact that he even thinks he has a place to live after this is quite shocking.
Oh,
I need advice. Yes, tell me I'm the
audacity.
idiot I am for trusting them and having bad judgment and not doing my wifely duties.
Wifely
I own all those
duties?
things. Oh God, this is so like internalized misogyny coded.
What's
Like,
your
I will
wifely
never-
duty?
I will
Weren't you?
never
Aren't you the
be on the
breadwinner?
side of
You're the
like,
husband.
Yeah, well, you should
The
have
fuck
done
are
the
you
right
talking
thing.
about?
You are literally the only reason that you and your husband have a house right now.
Say it again, say it
The
loud,
least
say
he
it
can
proud.
do
She's
is not
the
cheat
bread.
on you.
He's the
Oh, but
nothing.
that's too fucking hard. Oh, I'm sorry.
He can't even keep
No,
his
no, no,
peanut
no,
butter to
that's too
himself.
fucking hard
My
for him.
God.
I just need help figuring out what my next steps are. I don't want to be in a throuple. I don't even want to look at either of them. It's 3:30 a.m. and I can't sleep and I don't know what to do. I feel like I've been used. Well, you have. And
See?
again, hindsight is 20/20.
And I'm telling you, I need a third.
It's easy to
I
say
need
now,
a bitch to
"Oh, I
cuddle
was
and
an idiot, I
snuggle
shouldn't have
with.
let them hang out," but like you say no in the moment, and then
An
you're like,
absolutely
controlling, so
emotional
can't win.
relationship with
I don't
another
know, even
female.
if I leave,
But also,
if
I
still
like
have
to
to
do
pay for
weird
my
and
husband's
sketchy
expenses
things,
because he's
and
not
I would
working,
enjoy
which would mean I'm
watching
paying
my
for them to have a
partner
relationship,
frog
which idiot me has
somebody
been
in
doing
front
since
of
July,
me.
and I really hate my life right now. Oh, bestie, I know this was
But
like
also-
6 years ago, but like,
I feel for you.
dude,
Same.
like, you better not even be considering staying with
Told
this
you.
person.
You should be
Are
talking to
you the
people
only
about the
person
stuff, and
who's
we've
on
had the
Are you renting? Are
conversations.
you renting?
And
You like
it got Uno reversed on me, and I was like, oh,
making
damn.
$12 an hour.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that you're renting. I don't know legally what would have to happen if you left. I would make them leave, honestly. Like, either way, he can't pay for that place. Neither could she. So, like, makes sense for them to leave. I think without question, you need to divorce this person. Your best friend is no longer your best friend. Probably never was. I'm sorry to say.
See,
I wouldn't
if
wanna
we
leave.
had
I'd
the
make
other
them
one, you could
leave.
throw her
But,
over your
like,
shoulder, and
would
I could
that
be
having
filming from
your
behind.
names on the
See?
lease, like, possibly
Think
could be
ahead,
difficult
buddy.
For you, but you do have an update, so let's read it. So,
And that
OP
could be
is,
broken up
like,
into
thankful to
clips and full
everyone
videos and
saying that she
pictures,
told
and
her
they all
boss
have
what
different price
happened, 'cause
ranges.
She looked terrible
Dude.
and was like throwing up and crying and stuff. So he was wondering what's wrong. So it turns out he has a soul, and he gave me Monday off, in his words, to get yourself a lawyer, but keep it quiet from your husband. On Monday, my husband will
You can
think I'm at
charge,
work,
like,
but I'm seeing what my
$69
next step
for
should
a
be from legal
1-minute clip.
perspective. Speaking of my husband, I asked him to give me some space for the next few days, and he's on the couch. My best friend texted me a few times today, but I've left her on red. This is a long edit. OP just updated and said that she is going to be getting a divorce. She met with a lawyer. There's no assets to split up, so it made things easier. Husband is not contesting the divorce. Best friend and her are no longer talking. OP moved back home with her dad about a week or so after the post, so she's the one that ended up leaving. I'm glad to hear you got yourself out of a very, very short marriage, and you're not an idiot, okay? Some people just really have the audacity. Some people just really, really suck. Am I the jerk for calling my friend's emergency contact when she left her kid with me for 20 minutes, in quotations, and vanished? My friend Kayla, 29 female, asked if I could watch her 6-year-old son
For like 20 minutes.
while she ran to a store near my place. I said yes because I've known her for years and I've watched him before. He's a good kid. She showed up, dropped him off with his tablet and snack, and said she'd be right back. About 40 minutes later, I texted her a simple, "Hey, is everything okay?" No reply. An hour passes, I call. Straight to voicemail. I start getting that hot panic feeling because I'm not his parent and I don't know what's going on. Her son starts asking when mom's coming back, and I'm trying to keep it like, "Soon, bud," while I'm also refreshing my phone like a maniac. I texted again, then again, nothing. At the 2-hour mark, I'm honestly scared something happened. But I'm also pissed because this is not 20 minutes anymore. I also had plans later, and I'd basically been volunteered into childcare with no end time. I finally looked at the little info card she wants left in her bag. Emergency contact and pediatrician, stuff like that. And I called the emergency contact, her older sister. I didn't call to get her in trouble. I called because I didn't know if Kayla was in a car accident or had passed out or what. Her sister answered immediately and sounded confused, then went quiet and said, "Wait, she told you 20 minutes?" Apparently, Kayla had texted her earlier that she was going to look at a car with a guy she's been seeing and might be out a while. Okay, so she needed a babysitter and she didn't want to pay you. She said 20 minutes because 20 minutes wouldn't mean, "Oh, I need you to be my babysitter." So she used me as a free babysitter so she could go do this and just chose not to tell me. Her sister drove over and picked the kid up, and she was polite, but I could tell she was annoyed. 30 minutes after that, Kayla finally called me, furious, saying I embarrassed her and made her look like a bad mom.
I mean, the shoe fits.
She did that herself.
Man,
No,
the whole
not-
frickin' section
not gonna
fits.
lie, she did that
The
all
whole
by herself.
rack, both
she
pairs.
said her phone died and she lost track of time. Who the hell, leaves her kid somewhere, completely loses track of time, has no working
Oh, right, I have a
phone?
child.
Who
Oh.
does that? Aren't you,
Oh,
thinking about your kid?
no.
I mean, I gotta say,
No,
I
they're
have
not.
Not
some
her.
friends who
No, they're
recently had
not.
Kids, and the way that their brains literally do not function the way that they used to because they are constantly thinking about their kids. they have to apologize to me because like I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention because like I was just thinking about my kid.
That sounds horrible.
Like mom brain is a real thing. Maybe it gets better as they get older, but like I just find that crazy that she spent 2 hours or several hours not thinking about her child. I asked why she didn't plug it in or why she didn't just say she needed a couple hours. She said because I would have said no and she really needed this. What do you mean she would have said no? How do you know that? She also said I had no right to involve her family and now her sister's judging her. Good, honestly. Maybe she'll stop like leaving her kid random places for like time that has no end. I told her I'm not a drop-off zone. I'm not comfortable being lied to about someone's kid. She's telling mutual friends I overreacted and I'm dramatic for calling her sister instead of just waiting. Am I the jerk for calling the emergency contact when she disappeared? I mean, this is when I would call all my friends and tell them exactly what happened. I'm just saying. Like, what if something had happened to her?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
You
this
know?
is so pretty.
She
Where
lied
is
to
this?
you.
What is
She wanted a
this?
free babysitter and now she's making
What?
it your fault. Like,
Oh,
get
here,
my
up.
face with that shit.
Yeah.
If she looked like
Yeah,
a bad mom, it's
where it
because
is.
she was being
Huh?
a bad mom. Facts. I mean, like I said, how do you just like leave
Huh?
your kid somewhere and like not have a phone on, not worry about charging it, and so that your kid can get a hold of you, like in case something happens to them, like not think about that kid for like 2 hours, lie to your friend about needing childcare, like. I feel like there's a
Nice.
few things there that are like,
Oh
I'm
my
not a
God,
mom,
the
but I feel
yard.
like
Mm-hmm.
kind of mean you're not being the best mom you could be.
Mm-hmm.
She left her child with someone and let her phone die or turned it off. Either one is terrible. What if there was an actual emergency? Kids are not purses you're loaning out. You can't just dump them and forget about them. She looked like a bad parent because she was. Also, don't lie to people to get them to agree to what you want because I needed this or any other reason. That's selfish and irresponsible. There is no excusing her behavior and she knows it. That's why she's going on the attack with Darvo instead. I feel bad for the kid. No, I totally agree. She turned it off because she was getting railed. I mean, there's also that. Yeah, I mean, listen, she probably feels very guilty. She does feel like a bad mom, but instead of taking ownership for that, she's making you the scapegoat. I would just let everybody know.
Hey, you mind spreading the news around town?
If someone comes to you and says,
Oh, well, you know, so-and-so said that you were, you know, like saying all this.
she literally left her kid at my place and, like, didn't answer her phone for hours. Like, what was I supposed to do? What would you have done? You are not the a-hole, my dear. Am I the a-hole for being mad at my friend for telling my husband to keep a secret from me? Depends on the secret, honestly. Like, are we talking, like a beautiful like Valentine's Day surprise or like a birthday like surprise? Like, are we getting like 1,000,000 roses, a Chanel purse? What is the secret? I'm not sure where to
Hi,
start.
Mac.
This is long and complicated, but I'll try to be as concise as possible. I just need somewhere to get this out, and I often have trouble telling if I'm just overreacting or if I do have something to genuinely be mad about. Honestly, same.
Yeah, it's tough out there, all right?
I feel bad about telling everybody I know. I ended up just, you know, getting a therapist. Some context. My friends and I are all in our early 30s. My husband and I have been good friends with Molly and Chris, fake names, for a few years now. Molly and I have been friends for well over 10 years before we met our partners. Chris and my husband really hit it off, and Chris was my husband's best man at our wedding. We also have a mutual friend, Kelly, who hangs out with us and occasionally brings her boyfriend. Though we haven't hung out as much since Molly and I both had children. Molly and I have become closer since both of us had daughters around a year apart, my daughter being the younger one. The problem. Molly and Chris's relationship has not been great recently. Molly has had issues with Chris's lack of affection. The two of them have been very distant with us too recently. I did invite them over for a play date. The girls are playing and Chris and I are supervising. While we are away, Molly reveals to my husband that she's been cheating on Chris through an emotional affair. Okay. Interesting that she chose to tell your husband that.
Some people might call that a little odd.
She tells my husband not to tell me, however, as I will judge her. Though I'm not sure why she thought my husband wouldn't judge her. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of hard to not judge, honestly. Is it because he's a man? Like, I don't know about that. She also says she will not tell me at all. She tells him that Chris found out and they're not in a good place. I come back to sit at the table with Molly while the dads go off to play with the children. She doesn't reveal anything to me and then says she's upset about something else. My husband immediately tells me as soon as we leave and tells me about Molly asking him to keep it a secret from me. Yeah, we don't need to be telling other people's husbands, like, secrets. I'm just saying. As someone married, okay, this is a new development. Very new development. I have been in a relationship for, like, what, 4 years? I don't even know. 4 years, maybe. Just celebrated, like, 4 years of, like, togetherness. If you tell me something, unless you specifically tell me not to say anything, well, no, even then. It depends on what it is, honestly. But to be fair, my husband is probably also going to know about it.
That's how it works.
Yeah. I know that might make me seem really untrustworthy, but, like, I'm sorry. Like, not sorry. I'm not an I anymore. I'm a we, okay?
You are one.
I gossip with my husband, okay? Especially if it's something like this. I feel like it's kind of inappropriate to be telling someone else's husband, like, a secret like this. I don't know. It's like, why do that? I don't get it. Okay, so husband immediately tells me. I decide to give her the benefit of the doubt at first. She and Chris haven't been great and people make mistakes. There's a new thing to do and doesn't solve any issues, but they could maybe still come back from it. Maybe she will tell me if I give her the chance to. Considering she claims I'm her best friend. Okay, no. Like, even worse, okay? Why are you telling your best friend's husband a secret like this and not your best friend? I asked Molly if she would like to meet up for a drink and chat under the guise of her seeming down, and she did want to chat. We meet up, and she spills everything almost immediately, but she doesn't say she told my husband. Okay, I'm glad she told you. She, in fact, tells me not to say anything to my husband, but suspects Chris has spoken to him and that it would be weird for him to know. What? Okay, this is weird. Hold on.
Hold
so
the phone.
She told your husband first. Told him not to tell you. He did. She told you, and now she's telling you not to tell your husband, who already knows. Oh yeah, this is weird.
Weird.
Okay. She also reveals she told our friend Kelly almost 3 months ago
Yeah.
that the affair has been going on for 6 months.
I used it.
Chris found out a month ago. I know it seems silly, but I feel betrayed that I was the last to know. And she told my husband to keep this from me.
Remember to
Knowing
set that
he most
alert
likely
timer
wouldn't, as
on
she
there,
knows we
eh?
tell each other everything.
Or like a
Note
limiter
that
at
Molly
least.
and I usually tell each other everything too, and whenever she's had issues in the past, even ones I may have judged her for, she's confided in me. I don't know why she didn't want to tell me this. I've been cheated on in a previous relationship, but it doesn't bother me now as I have a wonderful husband who I have a good relationship with. I think I could have been more sympathetic to her situation, but she lied to me about it and has hurt Chris badly. She has no remorse for it and complained about Chris the entire time we met up. I'm baffled about this. Chris told my husband a week later. He isn't the most open person and was too ashamed to talk to anyone. My husband felt bad that he already knew and revealed to Chris that Molly told him. My husband then messaged Molly and apologized and said he can't keep secrets from his wife and he never should have said that he would, knowing that he would tell me immediately. Molly blew up at this and immediately called him to scream at him about how it didn't even affect him, so why did he need to tell OP? She then whined at him for 20 minutes about how I was going to judge her. You already knew. And she'll have to deal with this later, won't she? Assuming that I will now message her about it. I haven't. She bitched and moaned at him while he barely said anything except that I was upset.
It's very
and I
me,
had been
isn't
the
it?
last to know. She didn't realize I was in the house and could hear most of
The
phone call.
outside.
This woman sounds really meddling. Like, this is messy.
In the
my
yard.
guy.
You messy beast.
I don't know if this friendship is worth saving. Molly's playing the victim so hard. I've never seen someone do so many things wrong and still think they're the victim in all of this. Maybe in some way she kind of feels like she needs, like, attention. Like, she's creating almost, like, a false sense of, like, vulnerability or, like... I fail to understand why... Yeah, she's definitely not the victim. She did something very bad. She's complaining about her husband because she wants to seem like she's not the bad person here. That she, you know, was driven to a point to cheat because Chris sucks. Apparently, she complained to Chris about me being mad at her, and he obviously showed little empathy and said I could see why she'd be upset. Why do you expect her husband to lie and keep things from her? It shows how little you think of our relationship if you think that is normal. I know this because he messaged my husband about the fallout. Molly has not spoken to me about this. She was expecting me to run to her and complain to her, but I haven't. I haven't sent her a single message. I don't know if I want to even speak to her. She's not the person I thought she was.
The backyard barbecue?
So am I the a-hole in
Yes.
this situation? Do I have a right to be mad? Or should I be thinking more of Chris in this situation and put my feelings aside? I don't really understand why, like, your friend Molly is, like, meddling the way she is. Like, this is really...
Weird.
Like, you are just part of a storm now. And to be honest, like, it's one thing to make a mistake once and to regret it. It's an entirely different thing to play the victim when you are clearly at fault and to blame everyone around you and somehow bring people into your, like, chaotic mess that, like, they didn't ask to be a part of. Yeah,
Chaos.
I don't love this. I don't, like, love Molly as a person in general. I'd want to stay far away from
She
that
sounds like poop.
cyclone of destruction. So OP edited and said, I don't know what it was about. Maybe Molly was trying to cause a rift in my relationship, or maybe she didn't plan her actions. I mean, it might not have been, like, deliberate, but I just find maybe she just really wanted to be, like, to create this, like, false sense of intimacy with everyone around her so that she
I
didn't
don't
feel
know
like
what
the
I
bad
wanna
guy,
make.
you know? So that she could, like, go to everyone and, like, complain and, you know, she did something obviously terrible. That's her
I have to
fault.
think about it.
I'm not really sure what that was about, honestly, and there's no point trying to rationalize it. All I know is that's very
I
weird
might wanna
energy.
make
I'm
chili.
just saying I can sense it. I can feel it through the screen. People in the comments are
I just
saying
made
I would
curry
not be
last
interested
week,
in keeping
though.
a relationship with Molly. Since your husband and Chris are friends, I would encourage your husband to continue that relationship, even see them as a couple, but no more seeing Molly on her own or having a relationship with her. To be honest, I have zero tolerance for cheating and cheaters. I mean, I have to be honest as well. I really
chili
don't like
dogs.
it. Not only does it show a lack
Call
of
me
character
crazy,
and
but I love
mo-
me
and
some beans and
morals,
weenies,
but it's
some
also
cowboy
like, I wouldn't trust
casserole.
someone like that
Oh,
around my
yum.
husband as well.
I love
People
beans.
who, like, don't see
They're so
cheating
fucking
as
good.
a big deal or, like, somehow make themselves the victim. It's like, what's to
Chili
stop
dogs,
them
though.
from, like, involving your husband in something like
Chili
that?
fries.
I don't do drama. She's doing both. You only have her word that it's only an emotional affair.
Do some twice baked
Telling your
potatoes loaded
husband
with
why,
cheese and then
telling
dump a
him
bunch
not
of
to
chili
tell
on
you is
top.
too much drama for my
Oh,
taste. I'm really at a loss as to why she felt the need to tell him. What was she hoping to achieve? I wonder if she confided in your husband because she wanted him to know she's open to cheating.
you bake the potato, and then you cut it in half, and then
I
you
don't
scoop
really
out its
see
guts,
why
and then
she
you
chose
mix
to
up its
create this, like,
guts
sense of
with
intimacy
like
with your
some
husband
of the
where she, like,
chili,
told
but
you the
also big
secret.
chunks of the meat and a whole bunch
Like
of
that.
cheese and shit.
Other than
And then
she has
put it back
ulterior
inside the
motives.
potato.
Maybe
More
it's as
cheese.
simple as
Put it back
she
in the
doesn't wanna be
oven.
seen as the bad guy.
Bake that shit or the grill
Maybe
or whatever.
It's
And then
also
put a bunch of fucking see.
creating a sense of
I would
intimacy
put
to lead
chili on
someone
it first.
else.
I would put chili on it and then more
Listen,
cheese.
If you're my friend,
But
and
you need a
come to me
cheese
and, like,
barrier
something bad has
between the
happened,
potato
you've done
and
something
the
bad, I'll
chili,
do my
or
best.
else
You know,
your
I'm
cheese
not
that
gonna
you just
judge.
mixed up with all that
Everybody-
other
nobody's
stuff
perfect, okay?
will get too squidgy.
But if you are creating drama
So
like
you need a
this
cheese barrier.
and kind of like going behind my back
And then like
and
some onion
I'm
and
sorry,
shit.
but I would not want to be as close with you. I'm just saying. So, are you the a-hole for
Okay.
being mad at your friend for telling your husband to keep a secret from
Nom,
you?
nom, nom, nom.
Well, the secret wasn't a Chanel purse. So, no, you are not the a-hole. Sis guy!
Charlotte, you need to stop telling us to subscribe when we are
We love
already.
Charlotte.
We are already subscribed. Okay, now we're watching Entitled Karens.
Titled Karens got put in their place. Compilation. This is an ad I saw when I opened up Craigslist to look at rentals in the Ashland area. Yep, pretty much. I've never experienced anything like it. Have a huge bathroom. I'm a female in my mid-60s. I'm looking for a roommate. Times are tight and I need some extra money. I'm willing to rent out my
Oh,
bathroom in my
see.
one-bedroom home. You want someone to live in
I
your
would
bathroom.
do some. Well, yeah, I
Do
would
I
do some sour cream and
understand that
onion
correctly?
and cheese
It's free real estate.
in.
My bathroom is
The
large. You
potatoes,
can easily put a twin
and then
air
some more
mattress
cheese.
in there. I only
and then
asked
the
that when I need
chili,
to use the bathroom, you
and
and the air
then
mattress are not in it.
sour cream, and when it comes out,
What happens if you have to use the bathroom at night when they're
and
sleeping
green
in
onion
your bathroom?
or the white onion, depending on what kind of chili it is. I like raw onion.
What? I do ask that when you are here, you confine yourself to the bathroom. I do not feel comfortable with a stranger walking around my living room. You may have a guest over as long as you both stay in the bathroom as well. This might seem a bit odd, but please remember the rent is $400 and the bathroom is large. You know,
Yeah,
I hate
I would
to
end
tell
up
you
with
this,
both of
but
them.
Don't think many people are gonna take you up on your offer. Like a homeless person might do it for free, but not $400.
The audacity, I tell ya, where do they find it?
It's March 1st, and everyone knows what that means. Do we? It's my birthday month. Oh.
Magnolia
Now
season.
accepting the
That's what that
following.
means.
Flower
Magnolias.
deliveries, edible arrangements, no bananas, M&M cookies and chocolate milk from Tiff's Treats, massage gift certificates, Venmo, Cash App, or just happy birthday messages. I invite you to give me a
Oh
present,
my.
but only the ones that I have stated. Oh, that's fun. I commend you for knowing your worth. Hi, is this still available? Yup. Where can we meet? Send address. Oh, great. Thanks. So this is free, right? I'll come right now. No, it's not free. It's $5. But it's only $5. Your listing says free. Can I still have it? I'm on my way to pick it up. Free. I can't pay $5. The listing is for $5. I can't pay, but I'll take it off your hands to save you space. Thanks. I'll be there at 3 p.m. Is okay? No. It's $5. Doesn't take up a lot of space for me. I can't pay, but I'll take it off your hands. You don't need, so you list it. I'll be there at 3 p.m. You can come at 3, but you'll be wasting your time. If I had wanted to give it away for free, I would have listed it for free. What do you mean? You don't need it. Why would you not give it to me for free? Be there at 3. I mean that I listed it for $5 and did not want to give it away for free.
I'm a baby. I have no money.
See you then. Thanks.
They didn't say it! They didn't say come at 3! They're telling you that it's not free and it's $5.
It's okay. I'll take it for free. No worries. If you're not going to pay for it, then don't come. We'll talk about it in person. Are you messing with me or something? Is this a joke? No, I want it and I'm coming to pick it up. See you then. Don't come if you're not going to pay. We'll talk in person. I don't have money. Be there soon almost. Good luck with that. Why? Oh gosh. Where are you? I'm here. It took 3 buses to get here. Where are you? If you're messing with me, then we can fight. What is wrong with you? I told you not to come if you were not going to pay for it. I won't be fighting you, nor will I be coming outside. Come outside. We need to talk. I took 3 buses to get here, and I'm not leaving until we meet. I'm not coming outside. I'm going to call the police if you don't leave. Why did you give me the address to meet? I took 3 buses here. Are you kidding? Also, I'm fairly certain you're messing with me. Like, come on. Right? It's the other way. Hurry up, I don't have all day. Can you just give me the cooling pad? I will be on my way. What do you even need $5 for? I can give you $1. Is that good enough? I spent $2 for the bus. Hurry up, I will give you $1. I will call the cops. You're messing with me and told me to come all the way down here for nothing. I never told you to come. I specifically told you not to come, actually. Then what? Now I am here waiting. I took 3 buses here and will take 3 buses back. Can't you just give me it? I don't have $5. I've been waiting half an hour. When are you coming? So let me get this straight. You saw my listing for $5, constructed in your head that it was free, demanded that I give it to you for free, and after I said no, you take 3 buses and show up at my building hoping I would change my mind? I don't believe for a second that someone would actually do all of that for a $5 item. I think you might be wrong about that. Kind of sounds like they're serious. Oh my god, I would call the police. Like, actually. Hey bro, you think I can get another $1,000 to help me pay rent for May that is coming up? I thought your rent was $500. Nah man, I got rent, car payment, electric and water bill, and I need to feed my kids. Sorry man, I can't spare any money right now. I've helped multiple people, and I still need to make sure I have enough to take care of myself and my parents. I thought we were cool. Look here, I really need it so I can feed my kids, or we might be homeless. I know you make enough because I see you driving nice cars, and you have a nice place. It takes me 2 weeks to make my rent. Probably only take you a day or 2 of your work to help me pay for my rent and stuff. I already gave you $500 last month with no strings attached for you to keep because I wanted to do something good. At best, I can send you a $100 Safeway card to use to buy food for your kids, but you're going to have to figure out the rest on your own. Nah, man, I need more than just that. You want my kids to become homeless? Come on, bro. Do me another favor, please. I know you have the money. Stop being selfish.
Whoa.
Dude, no. Whatever. Are you going to send that $100 Safeway card so I can feed my kids? After all of that? No. Go figure out a way to feed your family. It's your responsibility.
There you go again, being selfish.
There you go again, projecting. I would like to buy your iPhone 8 Plus 64GB unlocked for $385. Okay, $385 sounds good. $350. Gotta pay my kids' braces. But you just said $385. No. Sorry. So, you hate kids? No, I need $385 for my kids' braces. Ha ha! Good one. That's a good one. Hi, I'm interested in your service dog. What do you mean? She's mine. She's not for sale. Although I train service dogs, I can help you if you like. No, I want yours. Stop. He's cute and my son wants him. He has autism and needs him more than you. You look fine. She's not for sale.
Wow.
Again, I can help you find a dog that looks like her and train her. You give me your dog. I'm taking the dog. Wow. Okay, please don't contact me further. Go away. Shoot. Be gone. Hi, sorry to message you out of the blue. How are you doing? Can I ask a favor of you? Hey, yeah, man. Long time no speak. All good here, thanks. How are things on your end? And sure, what's up? Well, this is a bit random, but I'm a little in debt, and I know you have some more cash at the moment, so I was wondering if you can give me some. I can lend you some money if you're able to pay me back. I'm not rolling in it at the moment. I have to pay you back? Come on, man. I thought we were mates. Is that a joke? No, I thought we were mates. Obviously not.
Obviously, if we were friends, you would just give me all of your money. I guess we're not.
Yeah, I guess we're not. Damn. By your standards, we're not. Because my knee is broken, I need someone to carry me. A 115-pound woman around for the next week or two. You must be able to carry me threshold style. Think like wedding day. Or let me piggyback you. You must do all the work, no pervs. Oh, and no pay. No pay either. No pervs, no pay. I think you might have to compromise on a couple things. Either the perv or the pay. One of the two you gotta compromise on, to be honest. Management fails. Staff at Starbucks were told to downgrade their puppuccinos from a short to a mini sampler cup. That won't work for my 100-pound lab Rottweiler mix. Luckily, lots of other locations to choose from in the area. FYI, if you're in that area, not to sound cheap, but after months of them giving my pup a short puppuccino with my breakfast order, this morning staff said management ordered them to downgrade to a sample size. Fine if your dog is under 30 pounds, mine is over 100. You're complaining about a free treat for your dog. I'm pretty sure your dog will be happy with whatever size you give it. Can dogs be Karens? I think they can, but not when there's puppuccinos involved. I think they'll be happy either way.
I want to have
Bizarre.
coffee.
How
actually.
bizarre.
Hang on.
Hey, thanks for the chocolates and the blanket. I really appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. I actually have one of those blankets. They're really comfortable. I love
One
it.
moment. We'll continue without me.
I know this is kind of awkward, but the spending limit was $50, and I looked online, and it seems that the blanket and chocolates only add up to about $30. Do you think it's possible you could get me something else? My kids have been spending me up the wazoo. Lol. Yeah, no problem. I could give you that $20. That way you could get yourself and your kids something nice for the holidays. Not what I would have said in that scenario, but good on ya. Do you think it's possible you could get me this? My kids would love it. A Samsung Galaxy Tab. A $120 tablet? I think that's a bit over the $50 spending limit. I know, it's just that my kids have been spending me up the wazoo. I've never heard that before, but I hate it. And it would make their day if mommy gave them something nice like this. Thanks, I appreciate it. And I don't mean to be abrasive or anything, but you're an engineer, so you make quite a bit more than I do. Lol.
Wow.
I'd also just take $120 cash if that makes it easier on you. The spending limit was $50, so I'll be more than happy to give you $20 or something worth $20. I understand that you have kids, but I also have things I need to pay for. Unfortunately, $120 for a coworker is a bit out of my budget. It wouldn't just be $120. It would also be $30 that you already spent. It's $150. I did math. You're kidding me, right? You don't even have kids. What else would you spend your money on? Now you're gonna ignore me? Real nice of you. During the holidays? Honestly, don't know how you live with yourself. Disgusting. Fine, I'll take $20. Cash, please. Pleasure doing business with ya. Maybe you can use that $20 to buy some more audacity while you're at it. Hey, can we talk? Adult to adult. I've been dreaming nonstop about you, which made me realize I have a lot of unresolved feelings for you. Life is too short to hold a grudge, so I thought I'd reach out to you. 1. I want a only relationship with you. I have a few ground rules though. 1, I come to see you only, you don't come to see me. 2, I don't want to see your mom. 3, when I come over, I'm just there for cuddling can be negotiated on a timely basis. Are we seriously negotiating a sexual relationship here? Really? You're being serious. This is a joke, right? Oh my god, so funny. Such a funny joke. Hilarious. Looking for a model to recreate this. Must have access to a 25-foot swimming pool and a piano and violin they don't mind destroying. Time for print, which means free. It means they won't pay you. No. They won't do that. I don't know too many people who will. Cool photo though. Hey, is the shirt still available? Yes, it is. Are you interested? Will you take $20 for it? Sorry, that's way too low. I'm asking $60 for it, and even that is a low price. Come on, please. My son has wanted this for 2 years now. The shirt came out last month. And something tells me I don't have a son. Please think of the children. Won't somebody please think of the children? Think of my child. What kind of heartless monster are you? Hi, I was wondering if I could use your staff discount for Evans. Hi, I'm sorry, but I get a yearly cap for my staff discount and I was planning on using it soon. I don't really have much left of it. If you have a yearly cap on it and don't have that much left, that means you've used it loads already, and I find it very inconsiderate of you that you would keep it to yourself. Should treat a family friend better. I'll make sure to remember this. You do that. How dare you spend your staff discount, one of the only few perks that you get for working that job, on yourself? How dare you? It really blows my mind that you didn't consider my feelings. I'm selling a 100% silk wedding dress for 75 pounds. She offered 30 pounds to drop it off. Turns out she meant 30 pounds and I drop it off within the next 6 hours because she's getting married in 9 weeks and can't afford the fuel. Sorry. You want me to reduce it by 60% and drop it off at yours for free, and a 1.5-hour round trip. Just checking so I'm clear. Yes, if that's okay. That is insane.
You're insane. Insane.
I'd be paying to give you the dress. I was being nice by reducing it so much and would have considered dropping it if you were covering expenses. If you want the dress for 30 pounds, it's worth 700 pounds. So that's a ridiculous deal. You can come collect it. I haven't got the money at the moment, hun. The fuel money, hun. Hun! Hun, hun, hun! Sorry, but I can't pay my own money and time to give you a dress basically for free. Ugh, you are so selfish.
My boyfriend literally just got me some chocolate and a card for Valentine's. Like, when I say I want chocolates, what I really want is a ring or necklace.
Just because I say I want something doesn't mean I want it.
Can't you read my mind?
Girlfriend, take it from someone who buys herself flowers on Valentine's Day and chocolates. You're lucky. You're lucky you got a man who buys you chocolates and flowers and a card on Valentine's Day. They're hard to find. It's hard to find a guy that even remembers that it's Valentine's Day.
I made her a song. It was for our first dance.
Settle down. You're up here. You might want to come a little bit down here, you know? You know? I effing hate losers that lurk OnlyFans and never engage or tip past the subscription price. Are you the type that doesn't tip your servers too because it's the same stuff? We're gonna be a little more PG-13 on this channel, although I do love me a cuss every now and again. Y'all got in a mood today. Don't approach me unless it's with dollars, boo.
Don't even talk to me unless you got a stack in your wallet.
All I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I mean, listen, I really don't know what it's like to be on OnlyFans, but you know, from my understanding, you take some pictures and then you post those pictures, and then to unlock those pictures, you gotta add. You gotta pay money. I'm not sure. I didn't even know that there was a tipping thing going on. Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know. Obviously, you know, maybe this person, man or woman, may be a little bit a little bit butthurt. A little bit butthurt. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you know...
Coffee.
I literally don't even know what
Protein
to say.
coffee.
You know what? Let's
And popcorn.
normalize the idea of I am not educated on the importance of tipping OnlyFans models, so I am not going to speak on it. It sounds a little entitled. It sounds just a tiny bit entitled. Especially when you're telling people not to talk to you unless they have money. But what do I know? If you know what this girl's talking about, girl or guy, let me know down below in the comments. Sounds a little entitled though. Anyone giving away cheap AirPods Gen 2 with charger and original casing unsealed under $10, preferably free? What?
It's free real estate.
Or if not, can anyone give me a free Disney Plus account? Both are for my daughter's 12th birthday. I promised her them, and if she doesn't get them, she will cry. Thanks. Don't make her promises you can't keep. Why do we gotta pay for your promises? AirPods for $10. Yeah. They're a little more expensive than that. A little more expensive. Aren't AirPods like $220, like Canadian? I don't know what that is in American dollars, but they're not cheap. They're not cheap. Here's an
America
idea.
dollars.
You can make her something.
Merc.
You know? There's a nice little macaroni thing. Put some macaroni on it, like a little card with a little bit of like a glue and a macaroni. She'll love it. No, she won't. She'll hate it.
What is it?
It's macaroni Midler.
Why do we gotta pay for your promises? You know? Attention, attention. My birthday is 1 month away. I love gifts. Hashtag Leo. I have 2 tattoos that I would like to get from blank blank. If you would like to do a gift certificate to there, that would be cool. Or if you want to just shoot me some cash, I have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and Google Pay. There's also a shiatsu head and neck massager on Amazon Prime that I really need. So she's basically making like a public Christmas list of what she wants for her birthday.
Yup.
This is so weird.
It's my birthday coming up.
It's almost my birthday.
No, really. What are you getting me?
I get tattoos.
Macaroni Midler.
If
Feel
it
free
wasn't
to
easy
send
to
me
get
money.
along.
No, you know what? Buy my shit.
Okay, y'all, my husband
Arsenic
bought me
has
a
boxes
two-wheel
of
car
it.
today. He said we
She's
all need a
hoarding it
cash
'cause she
car,
doesn't wanna sell
ownership
it.
of everything we purchase. But anyone who knows me knows this MFA
Fuck off.
too small. So thanks, babe, but she is for sale. Your husband bought you a car and you're just selling it?
You know while you're here, you're gonna be working like a
nice
dog,
car.
right?
What are you selling it for?
Mm-mm.
Oh God.
I already told you. I'm just
Listen,
gonna have
alright,
you send it all down to
sometimes
Florida.
I find that your family members
think that's
don't
gonna
always
happen
know what
before
to
you
get
come visit me?
and it can be an awkward
No,
conversation, especially
maybe.
if you need to like sell it later on. But
May,
it's just
Mama
also
wants
just
to
kind of
take over as
embarrassing
our
just
dude that does that, the
advertising that on
annoying
the
shipping
internet,
guy.
You know, it's just like,
Oh yeah, he got me.
I was
that.
like, do you want a job doing annoying shipping things?
So funny.
She's
And
like,
photo things.
I would love a husband that
yes.
bought me a
Yeah,
I
car.
was
we have
like,
to-
you
we
need to
have
take
to- We have
pictures.
to have a
I'll
combo.
take that husband
Yeah.
and that car.
You don't even know how to drive.
Got this engagement ring for my ex-girlfriend. Apparently it was pure garbage. It was $2,300, brand new, never worn, size 6 something. Comes with a lifetime warranty, $1,200 OBO or best offer. Aw, are you still gonna marry that girl? That's a beautiful engagement ring. I'm sad. Oh, ex-girlfriend. It's his ex-girlfriend. Good. Good. If he was still gonna marry her, I would have been like, ooh.
Bombastic side eye.
That's good. She sounds like a piece of work, though. That is a beautiful ring. If someone had given me any ring, frankly, y'all could give me a ring pop at this point, and I'd be like, oh, that's my fiance. Look at that. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry that she rejected your beautiful ring.
Lots of
I
stuff.
can do 50. I'm sorry, 70 is a good price because it's 120 pounds on the official website. I understand that, but that's
All
a
the
lot of money to
pride
spend
things
on
are at
something
her
that I will hardly
place.
use. X. But I'm asking
All
for
the
70 pounds. It doesn't matter
squirrels,
if you will
all
hardly
the
use it. That isn't
wood
how
stuff.
marketing works. Well,
Lots.
it doesn't matter to me if you
Acrylics.
use it or not. Don't buy
So many
something you're not
earrings
gonna
and
use.
keychains and
Can you imagine if you
stuff.
go to a store and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm not
Dinosaurs.
gonna pay that much
Yeah.
for these groceries. You know, I'm probably not gonna eat all of
There's
this.
so much.
You're gonna have to do a better price. than
She
that.
said, send me things, and I was like,
Is
okay.
that my problem? It's
Bet.
not. It's not my problem.
And then
Who has
she
an
got
old
it. She's
iPhone?
like,
I can
you
have preferably
motherfucker.
7 or
You
better.
filled
My
every
phone
bag
is
with little teeny
glitching
tiny
bad
things.
ass.
And I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
I have one of those iPhones just laying around. You can have this
Oh,
one if you want.
she did
Got a
the whole
stack
little
of them.
thing. You did the
Nice
whole little thing to her
stack
too.
of iPhones just ready to give away. You guys don't do that? You're just cold-hearted.
Yeah.
You always have a stack of iPhones ready to give away to entitled people.
I'm sensing a little sarcasm.
My max price is
You
$2,400.
should be
I'm
sensing
looking
a
for an
lot of
all-black
sarcasm.
vehicle. I have a family of 4,
But yeah,
so a car will not do looking for a Jeep, sub, etc.
Don't tell me to send you things.
ECT? I don't know what that
You
means.
know,
Cash in
my
hand must have a
my
clean
crazy
title,
was
must
going
run
for.
and
Actually,
drive.
you know
I'm
what I
not
think
paying
I'm gonna
for a
do this
crap
weekend
car.
instead
I
of
will
cooking?
sue
I'm gonna take
if you
another
say the
swing
car
at
has no
fixing the
issues and I get
laser.
it, and a month later it's a broken
Because I
down
found the
garbage can.
piece.
I will take you to
But I'm
small
gonna take the
claim court.
tablet.
It took a long time to save this money. I don't want trash. I want a working vehicle. I can drive to Six Flags and Cedar Point. If you're not selling a car, keep your 2 cents to yourself. Thanks. If not, I'll turn off comments and have the sellers privately PM me. Look at 15 people laughed at it. Anyone else feel like the laughing emoji on Facebook is like super passive aggressive? It's like it literally like it makes me uncomfortable when people like put that on my posts. It's like ha ha ha. That's what that emoji is doing. Ha! That's not a pleasant laugh. That's not a pleasant laugh. That's like an evil laugh emoji, okay? Alright, so there's a response. There's a response. Best take yourself to a used car lot. No one in their right mind is going to do business with you unless they will sue you after they drive.
How is that an evil laugh emoji?
Point. You know, with that attitude, it could be like, oh, I could just like.
I'm glad I
break
moved
down
the blanket.
car myself. Like it could be my fault.
And I didn't spit
And I'll just
coffee all
sue
over
you
my
because,
screen.
You know, you sold me the car a month ago. Sounds like this guy maybe had a bad day. Doesn't sound very pleasant. I wouldn't want to do business with this person. I'm not gonna lie. Just saying. Let's cut to the chase. You're gonna have to be pretty first and foremost. Then you better be motivated, hardworking, etc. And you better have a good personality. But if you're ugly, inside or out, don't waste our time. I know what I want, and I don't want. Also, I'm very busy, so if you can't handle that, then go get you a bum, because it ain't me. I'm looking for something real, so no hookups. Let's really get to know each other and take our time.
How are you still single?
Well, at least they ended it on a positive note. Also, what's
No, the
our
way
time?
she said that
Is our
killed
time?
me
This a
and I
dating app
choked on
profile?
it.
This sounds like a dating app profile. This sounds like this is
Our
something-
time
I recognize that text.
is an
I know the Tinder
older,
text very well. I don't think you're gonna get too
but
many bites with the
it's for
Tinder bio, I'm
olders.
not gonna lie. Let's just cut to the chase, okay? You better be good looking. What do you bring to the table? What do you got? What do you bring? Is what I want to know.
I hope you're hungry for nothing.
Is everything working with the phone? What's the best price? What network is it? Because I'm coming from Manchester. Yes, I am. The phone works perfectly. It was newly refurbished a few months ago and it hasn't been used since. It was on EE, but I'm pretty sure it's unlocked. I don't know how to check. Yeah, that is fine. What is the best price? I'm coming from Manchester. I would only go down to 140 because it's in perfect condition. Yes, I understand that, but I'm coming from Manchester. Okay? Manchester. In a taxi. It's going to cost me 50 quid to get over and 50 quid to go home. Okay, sorry, but that's not my fault. I'm not going to take 100 quid off the phone. Yeah. But, like, can you pay for my taxi, though? Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. It's not my problem. I'm sorry. I want to meet some entitled people, you know? Like, I want to go, I got some stuff to sell. I got this chandelier that I really need to get rid of. It's taking up so much space. And it doesn't work in my ceiling because it's too heavy. So maybe I will go on Facebook Marketplace and see if I can meet some entitled people. Are you guys down for that? I'm down. I'm excited. I'm excited. Used, normal wear. Anybody have a PC they would just like to get rid of for free? Because I play keyboard and mouse on Xbox and I need higher frames, but I can't really afford a PC. Oh. I want a PC that can at least run 120 plus frames. Please hit me up if you are willing to give up a PC that you don't use at all or are willing to be generous and give up to me. Plus, it is my birthday in August. Okay? Well then, stranger, happy birthday! And my parents say they can
Feel free
make
to
it happen
send
because
me
it's
your
expensive.
biddies
But I feel
and
like I won't be
monies.
getting a
I will
PC,
be
so
buying
I came
tattoos
on
with them.
offer up. There's a lot of people that want free computers.
But if
A
you
lot
buy
of
my
people-
crap,
a
then I
lot of
have to
people
buy
want
more
free
crap to
computers
make
these
more
days.
crap.
I
Because you
don't
bought my
understand,
crap,
sorry.
so now I gotta fucking make more.
I don't. Put it on your
Bitch.
credit card. Put it on your mom's credit card. Don't do that. Sorry. Sorry, mothers. Sorry, mommies. Don't do that. See if someone will give you a credit card.
I still
Put
want
it
to
on
get a
the
better,
credit card,
stronger
and then
laser,
pay it
though.
off little by little if you can't
That
afford
won't
it.
piss me
That's what
off for
people
my
do. You take out a
material.
loan, or you get a job.
What do I
Save up
want,
some money.
Snack?
To
Did
all
we
you
figure it out?
influencers
Or
out
was
there,
it that other bitch that knew?
Stop asking for free products from small
Figured out which
businesses.
one you were
Get
getting?
out of
That
the
I
middle of the
needed.
pack.
That I won't
Hear
have
me?
problems
If
with
you
it
wanna
cutting
be a true
through
leader and
materials.
influence your followers, show them the value of actually
And
supporting small
also the
businesses.
sewing
I
machine
have
for the
given hundreds of
vinyl
free hats
for
away
the
to various
bags.
charities, leaders, businesses, etc.
That was
I support
definitely
or whom I
Elsa.
find value.
Okay.
I will not give you one because you think your 650
Blazor.
followers are the
'Cause
massive
my
exposure
aura
I need to
is
scale
not
my
strong
company.
enough.
Here.
I want it to
Here,
not
here.
piss me off about what
Influencers are
material
the
I'm
most
sticking in
entitled
it.
of all. Not all
Just
influencers.
fucking
Listen,
cut
there's
the
a lot of really
acrylic
nice
and shut your
influencers, a lot of
goddamn
influencers
face.
Who are very, very good at what they do, and they
Preferably
they
not
definitely do
Glowforge,
help
because
businesses grow,
other
right? An
brands
influencer
will
can
let you
definitely
take
help
it to
your business grow,
other
but
places for
they need more than
repairs.
632 followers, honey. A little more than that. Maybe
I want to
multiply that by
say
100.
it was me that
Okay?
found the one
And maybe
for you.
1,000. I'm really
but it
bad
was
at math.
like-
What's 632 times 100? Let's
Wasn't it
figure
like
that out.
5 or 10 grand?
Oh.
632 times 100.
Yeah.
No.
I
multiply
probably
by
could
1,000.
find one secondhand though.
I'm so bad at
Or
math.
off
Don't
a
hate
truck.
me.
You know
No
what I
big
mean?
deal, I know, but I said
This
something
Los
in place.
Angeles.
Just a
Dude, I
little
get taken on
less.
yachts and
Yeah.
private jets. Then when you said your friend was there, I just offered to take
A
you there.
That was like
used
the,
one
like,
or
So
whatever.
glad I didn't get in
That
your
was
car,
like
honestly.
a ginormous top
Okay,
of the
sorry
line.
if my car or a V8
Yeah.
isn't up to
was
par with
like-
your yachts
I
or
didn't.
private
I don't
jets.
need that.
Dude, I get taken on yachts and
I
private
just
jets.
want it to
Do you
be
not know
stronger
how
than
many
my
oysters
Glowforge.
I eat on a daily basis.
But I
eat
don't need to,
oysters
like,
for breakfast.
You know,
Toyota Estima
cut
1998. Hey,
2-inch
you wouldn't
chunks
happen
of
to, on the
metal,
off
you know what I
chance,
mean?
Swap this for an Xbox
Yeah, I
One,
remember,
a car for an Xbox. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard no from me. Hard no. At least she's offering the trade. You know, I've seen worse. For free, extendable dining table and 8 chairs, only 6 shown. Pick up from Yara Glen, and no, I won't deliver it for you because I'm already doing you a favor by giving it to you for free. I won't hold it for you for 3 weeks because Uncle Barry's ute is in for repairs and you have no way of getting it home. It is heavy, so don't ask me to get my neighbors to load it for you. I'm happy to help you load it. Don't ask me for straps or rope to tie it in, knowing you will need to do so before you leave home. If you say you're coming to get it, it's yours, and I'll wait a reasonable amount of time until you do. If you don't let me know that you can't pick it up, you will be added to the serial pest registrar for wasting our time and taking it away from others. Yes, you're right, I'm over all the crap of giving things away on Facebook, and for once, we just like to have it all go smooth. The marks on the top, I think, are heat marks. Remember, it's for free. All right, listen. This is just somebody that's fed up with entitled people. I don't see this as entitled. This is just someone who is at their wits' end. Why won't you let me give this to you for free? Why? Why must you take advantage of my kindness? Sorry, guys. Oh, that one in my nose a little bit. I'm drowning in entitled people in my own snot. Yes. Will you take 20? No, $40 cash. I can do 30 then. Sorry. I can get brand new for that. Shove it up your... Then, blank. But you also spell van with a THN. That's not the right context. That's not the right van. The pettiness is showing. I pick apart people I hate by their grammar. No, you do that. All right, we got one more, guys. We got one more. Hey, all. I'm 26 female, and these are the issues I face with matrimonial sites. If the guy is handsome, he would be earning less. If he is earning well, he would also expect me to earn at least 8 large, but my package is only 6 large. My expectation is the guy must be earning at least 17 large to 20 large. Am I saying that right? What is that? LL? Is that pounds? I don't know what that means. I don't think it's that high for a man in today's market. If the guy is good looking and earning well, they expect some dowry and more gifts, which we can't give. If the guy is earning well and decent looking, he would either be short or dark. My height preference is only 5'10" to 6 foot. I'm quite short, so I need the guy to be tall to have taller kids. I'm average looking, but I want the guy to have a good look to have beautiful kids. Oh, don't we all, honey? Don't we all? Why is it that this society is cruel towards average-looking and middle-class girls like me? Why do all the best guys go for good-looking and rich women? Some guys might have all this, but no prosperities or car or apartments in Chennai. I feel like I just die single. I understand your frustration, honey. I understand your frustration. I know it's tough out there. It's a tough one. But, listen, they don't only go for good-looking and rich women. They don't. It definitely helps your chances, but they don't just go for good-looking and rich women.
Am I
The
cute?
waitress was never coming, so
You're
we took
very
a nap to
cute.
try
Yay!
and get her attention.
Did it work? You know, maybe she was busy. I think that maybe one of you could have gone and gotten her, asked another server. It's not that difficult. You don't need to embarrass her.
Thank you for calling customer service. How can I assist you today? Oh, hi. Do you speak English? No, sir, I don't. Would you like me to transfer you to someone that does?
No, I'm really bad at speaking English, but you know, I'd love to help you find someone who does speak English. 'Cause I sure as hell don't want to talk to you. So, sprechen Sie Deutsch? Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Est-ce que tu parles français?
You speak the German?
How
Me too.
how
I don't.
thick is
Hi, I'll
20
just make my
millimeters?
And what's that? My name's Sarah. I'm a regular. The bartender knows I drink.
What? How thick is 20 millimeters?
Yeah, like to inches.
Oh, millimeters to inches. Hang on, I'm moving the thing on my desk. Dun, 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 dun. Ah. Ugh. Um, 10 inches is 24 millimeters?
22 millimeters.
22 millimeters. Hmm. 22 millimeters is 13, 16. Oh.
13 inches?
22 is 7/8. 13 16ths? 22 is 7/8. Mech knows. He knows.
I'm sorry, but
He knows the stuff. Mech knows the stuff. I'm
7/8. Okay. Well, because I found this one. It's called an X2 tool.
Ooh. Put it in the thing.
But it only cuts.
I just needed to cut through all of my acrylics without pissing me
7.
off.
Right, but I don't know how thick your acrylic is, and this only cuts to 7/8 of an inch.
I think that's plenty. My acrylic is only like 1/4 inch thick at most.
I can't put in your drink unless you tell me what it is.
I'm sorry, I have been coming here for like 4 weeks, okay? I am a regular. What do you mean you don't know my drink?
I literally don't know your drink. If you want a drink, you're gonna have to freaking ask me for it. The drink. It's bizarre to me.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's perfect. So, if you go to the one over here, mine.
Here's your change, 18.
It's
Mine over
sale
here
for-
has a drink with my name on it. It's called the Jade.
That was like the
You should try
ultimate
it. It's delicious.
sign that someone doesn't
It tastes
respect
like
you when, well, I mean, it's
like
not really a thing anymore because everything's tapped now. But
Capri
like
Sun.
when people put it down on the counter when you've got your hand out, it's weird, man. It's weird. It's such a power play. It's like, oh, I don't want to easily put it inside your hand. I want to watch you pick up each and every coin with your nails.
Okay, so the bundle I think you should get also has the air
Set
purifier
boundaries.
that
If people
hooks up
can't
to
respect
it.
those
Fantastic.
boundaries,
What is it?
I paid you $5,200. I expect you to answer
Just
me
over
ASAP.
$5,000.
Hello,
That's
you
it?
paid me to
All right,
execute
cool.
and complete a project for you, not to be available to you 24/7. I've kept in constant communication with you throughout. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, but for the amount of money I paid you, you owe me your full attention. What is going on? Why did I get a refund? I'm sorry, but I think you should find another team that will match the type of availability that you're expecting. I won't be able to make those types of concessions. Best of luck. Just like you can fire us, we can fire you. Here's some helpful advice that was in that thread. Charge more and your clients are nicer. The truest and most reliable lesson in freelancing. He
And
ain't
the
wrong. New
space
rules
for
about customer
cutting
service.
the
Number
bed
one, the customer
is
is not always right.
23
Two, sometimes the
and a
customer
half
is a D-bag.
inches by
3,
12.
don't sacrifice your mental health for a
Oh,
D-bag.
wow.
Who is
That's
wrong?
nice.
Bonus round, money doesn't buy everything or everyone.
But
it certainly doesn't.
you can also,
Hi,
it
I
has a
looked at some
feeding
download sites about your
capability.
feed.
Oh!
You can actually
Hub and
feed
PDF alike.
material
I hope I'm
to
not being too
118
forward.
inches
Do you know
long.
any more
Put it
sites
in
where I
the
can
chat.
find one?
Let's share it with the
Thanks.
children.
Hi, are you asking about somewhere you can download it for free? It's
There.
sold on ebook
everywhere the book is found. Yeah, I can't find a free download link. I'm not really into online purchases. No, I'm not gonna help you steal my book.
Get out of here.
Entitled and missing a few screws, I think. What? Oh my goodness. Conversation with an influencer I sent PR to. Hi Kim, I received your PR package, but I won't be posting or promoting it because I did not like the items. Me, hi love, I appreciate your honesty and 100% understand. Thank you for letting me know. Her, when will you send my next package next time? Let me pick the items. Me, literally speechless. That's like asking for your money back on your food when you've already eaten it.
This lady is mad that they just closed and she walked up asking for the manager and stuff.
Really? She doesn't look like someone that would ask for the manager at all. Listen, lady, I can understand being hangry, but you're gonna have to find somewhere else to eat. They don't get paid enough to stay open past closing time for your ungrateful butt. Okay? Let's all collectively be nicer to retail workers and customer service and people in the service industry. Be like Terry. He sees a light beer, he drinks free light beer. Terry is happy and grateful. Don't be like Leia from Yelp. She sees a free light beer and complains that there isn't a better selection of free beer. Just be like Terry. Terry. It's always the people that just don't like. It's the entitlement. I feel like comes from people that just get free things and really cheap things. You know? Yeah. You know what? Entitlement is everywhere. There's no real way to do it. But you're especially entitled if you're being a beggy chooser, a choosy beggar over free stuff. You'll take what I'll give you, and you'll like it. Photographer looking for people to do their job for free. Chicago. Oh, this is passive aggressive. I love it. I am a photographer, and since people are always looking for free shoots, I assume that they must also do their job or provide their services for free. Oh, you don't want that? Why are you asking me to do it then? I'm looking to hire all types of people to do all sorts of jobs for me, just as long as I do not have to pay anything. Just think, you will gain more experience, and I will put the word out for you and let everyone know what wonderful work you do. This opportunity will bring you a ton of unpaid work, but everyone will love you. So if you have a job or service you provide and we'll do it for free, please let me know, because I'm sure I have work for you and we'll hire you in a second. Feel free to email me with the service you can provide, when you can start, and please include references. I look forward to your free service. This guy has had it up to here. Done. Absolutely done. And you know what? It's hilarious. It does sound weird when it's someone that isn't an artist. You would never ask someone that isn't an artist to do their job for free or for like next to nothing. An actual conversation I had recently with a customer. Me, all orders made today get a free wax melt of your choice. Customer specifically asks for fairy bread sent in at checkout. Me sends it off for free of charge to customer with their order. Next week when parcel arrived. Customer, hey, I got the fairy bread melts free with my order and gave them to my friend, but she doesn't like them. Customer, what can you do about it? She finds the scent sickly. I am a small business and I gave out the melts for free as an act of good faith to my customers. If you don't like what you literally chose and I gave to you for free, that sounds like a you problem. Sorry, what I'm hearing is a heck of a lot of you problem. I'm looking to see... Nope, I don't have, there's no left to give anywhere near me, so. Fast food workers, what is your sir? This is a Wendy's moment. This happened in an actual Wendy's. It's a bit long, but trust me, it's worth it to read. I once had a woman come through the drive-thru and try to order macaroni and cheese. I politely informed her we don't have that. She insisted we did. I told her we definitely didn't. She got angry and yelled that yes, we did. I told her, ma'am, I've been working here 3 years. We've never had macaroni and cheese. It's not something we serve. Would you like to order something else? She says, yes, you fucking do. I can see it on the menu board. It's right there in front of me on the menu. I tell her I'm not really sure what she's looking at, but we don't have any mac and cheese, and if it really does say mac and cheese on our menu board, then that means someone vandalized it. She said, no, it's definitely part of the menu board. It's real, and we do have it, and she isn't leaving until she gets her mac and cheese. Cue quite literally 10 minutes of this back and forth, all while she's holding up the drive-thru line. I finally got the manager to come over and deal with it after asking for him for the 15th time because they don't pay me nearly enough to deal with that for that long. The woman absolutely refuses to accept that we don't have mac and cheese. She also refused to order anything else and won't move her car until we give her the mac and
and cheese that we don't have. We have a line of cars wrapped around the building and now everyone is pissed. It's been half an hour and the line is not moved. The manager tells her if she doesn't leave, she's gonna have to call the cops. She screams she can't understand why we're doing this, why she won't just serve her mac and cheese when she clearly sees it on the menu board right in front of her. So we do have it, and why are we lying to her? I decided enough is enough. I exited the building, walked along the outside to the drive-thru order screen to see where this woman's car is. I tell her to please show me on the menu where it says the words macaroni and cheese anywhere. She points and confidently says, right there. With all the conviction of someone who's absolutely sure they've just proved some dumb idiot wrong, that they will be hailed as a hero. I look where she's pointing. I see it. I sigh heavily as a bit more of my soul dies. I compose myself and say as politely as I possibly can, ma'am, that is a picture of the orange slices that come with the kids' meal. We do not serve mac and cheese. Please drive away before the police get here. And this is the picture. She looks confused, looks at the menu board again. The realization dawns on her and she drives off without a word. I go back inside and scream in the walk-in freezer for 10 minutes. As you should. Oh my goodness. I don't know how people do that, you know, like just the thought of holding up a huge lineup of cars gives me such anxiety. I'm never late. I'm never late for anyone because the idea of someone waiting for me bothers me so much. I cannot fathom how this woman felt it was okay to stand in that lineup and hold it up for an item that didn't exist on a menu. Like, I literally don't understand. And what's more, she didn't apologize. No apology to be found. Of course not. 'Cause that would entail admitting that she's wrong. Unpaid internship as a personal assistant. Description: Fight Against Slavery is a charity based in London. We working to fight the issues of human rights. At the moment, we are looking for a personal assistant. An unpaid internship. Yo, what's up, brother? How you been? Hey, really sorry. Who is this? It's blankety blank from the New Year's Eve thing. Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot to add your name into the contacts. What's up? I saw on your Instagram that you draw. Do you do any art for friends and stuff? I have before, yeah. I'm super busy these days though, so not as much. I have an Etsy shop that you can look at if you want to buy something. Bro, I really want a drawing for my room, like this, which is an intricate, expensive 5-panel painting of a sports car. I mean, like I said, I've gotten super busy, so I only paint off and on. All the pieces I have are online if you look me up. Also, I'm not sure that's a painting, by the way. It looks like a Photoshop. Dude, just make this one for me. You know me, so it's like for family. Family. Buddy here wants mates rates. Even if I had the time, that piece would take weeks to complete. It would be so expensive between the canvases and the paint. Come on, man, just do it for me. You're so annoying. I know you're only doing this because you're not good enough. Come on, bro. Please, it would look so cool in my room. You're a piece of trash and your art sucks. Hey, you changed your mind. I'll totally do it for you for free. Yo, thank you, my guy. How soon can you have it done? I'll come pick it up if you want. Oh, thank you so much. I'll even throw in $20 because I'm sorry I tried to blow you off. You're a real one. How soon? I'll finish it tonight. I'm dropping all of my other priorities. Sick. It's done. It's been less than an hour. What can I say? I work fast when I'm motivated. Here you go. Are you joking? I meant a real drawing, a big one. You're so stupid, and that looks like trash. I guess you're actually the worst artist I've ever seen. I hope you die. Waste of my time, idiot.
I have not even been at work for an hour and listened to the buffoonery that just happened. So I take out this lady's order, tell her the total, get the money, and she's like, hey, can you throw away this drink for me? It's an old, crusty drink out of drink. Last I knew, we're not allowed to touch people's foods and drinks at work, and we're especially not supposed to throw them away inside. So I told her, I'm sorry ma'am, due to COVID I cannot, but you can go around the corner and there is a trash can right at the exit. This is what this old says to me. She looks at me, gets about this close out of her car, and she's like, I saw you drinking a drink of your mother drink, and I saw you touching your hair. I said, ma'am, I do not appreciate you cussing at me. I will call my manager, but there is a trash can around the corner. And she said, well, I'll be sure to call your manager. And I said, go ahead.
It does tend to be the older women, eh? The older people, the older generation, and they wonder why we don't want to do these terrible jobs. I'm not one to complain about local business, but when the restaurant hostess turns away a local customer at 8 p.m. because they close at 8 p.m., summertime eatery on the bay,
then it will be a long time before they get my money again. Poor business. Sorry, not sorry. Expecting a business to stay open after they say that they're supposed to close is entitled. Do you hear yourself? They close at 8. Did you expect them to roll out a red carpet and serve you just because you are local? Get over yourself. Maybe it's because they are about to close. Listen, I could be wrong, but maybe they didn't serve you because they are closed and they probably have like families and lives and other obligations.
No.
They've probably been working all day already.
No.
Call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure a Karen eating at their restaurant when it's closed is probably the last thing they want to do. Where do you work so we can all go after you close and then complain? Let me know where we're meeting. Yeah, can we all meet up? Let's see how she likes it. 99% of the time that a customer says, you've lost my business, that business is thankful, Karen. I've never actually, like, been upset about someone saying, unsubscribe, or, well, I won't be watching anymore. There will always be other customers. So do you go to a clothing store at closing and expect them to stay open for you to stay an hour or so? Restaurants are working their butts off right now with limited staffing. I'm betting that answer is yes. Why did you even ask that? Like, very clearly she expects everything to be open all the time.
It's all about me.
Watch her like want to go to the restaurant and order like a water and a salad. And maybe some fries. Some fries. Say you're a Karen without saying you're a Karen. I can't believe they told you they were closed when they were closed. The freaking audacity of people. Honestly. Just like you wanted to get off work to sit with your family and eat, so do they. Closing time is closing time. Period. Closing time. Should have went earlier. If every restaurant stayed open because of people who came at or right after closing time, they'd be paying overtime. Right now, in this economy, no one has money for overtime. Also, McDonald's is open 24/7. I'm just wondering why she thought that people would agree with her, you know what I mean? She clearly thinks that she's in the right. I think entitled people are just so blissfully unaware of the fact that they're entitled. The world don't owe you Karen. That's why you love a Karen. Yeah? Okay.
She's gonna do exactly like I do it. Robin, you need to be more trusting. No, I'm not wanting to. Well, you're supposed to be not in this room. I'm the boss here, Robin. I'm not paying her. Nope, but I pay her. But she does what I say. And you'll be fine. You want to leave? I will, if you don't do my hair. You have your color on. You want to talk to me like that? Robin, she's my assistant. She does hair. I want you to do my hair. Robin, Robin, don't talk to me that way. You can go. No, you're not going to talk to me.
Good for her.
Robin, you can't talk to people like that and think that people are just gonna like do whatever you say. I think you can my hair. I know, and I am running a full-blown business. You think they would have your color on? Are you gonna fucking hit me? Robin, get the f out. Robin, get out. And do not cause a scene in my business. You just almost just hit me, and you know what? It's on camera. No, Robin. Please. Robin, not please.
Robin, no. No, Robin.
We're gonna have to reschedule.
I've seen this.
We're gonna have to reschedule your whole life, Robin. Like, can you just leave? I'm done with Robin, all right? Oh my goodness, that was a lot. Next, Karen. I made a Karen drive 50 miles to get her refund. Before I start, for some background, I work at customer service as a department lead, and I'll say my hardware store practices the rule that says we reserve the right to refuse and limit any returns for any reasons, very often. With that being said, a Karen slithered, ooh, very good descriptive word, slithered into my store with a water heater that was around $800. She hissed at us. I want to return it. I asked if she had a receipt. She asked, why does she need one? And I said to do the refund. Since it was over $50, we would for sure need a proof of purchase. She groaned and dug around in her purse and called me a moron, etc. She was already rude for no apparent reason. I was kind of already in a pissy mood that day, so I decided to have some fun with her being an asshole by being an asshole back to her. When she presented the receipt, I looked at the receipt to find any possible reason to deny her return and saw it. It was bought at a store 50 plus miles away. With items that expensive, we normally ask the customer to return it to the point of sale. So I told her, you can't return this item at the store. You need to return this item at the point of sale, which is the Riverside store. When she heard this, she hissed at me in anger. Something to the effect of, "No, I want to return it here. I'm not driving that far for a refund." She proceeded to yell at me and my associates further, calling us rather offensive names and whatnot, until she asked for a manager, so I got one. But I made sure to call my manager, who has the same mindset of denying returns just like me. When my boss came, he saw what was going on, he was on my side, and told her the same thing that I said, and she cursed us all out and slithered off to hell. As soon as she went off to the parking lot, we began to laugh. I just don't really understand, like, why people think that in order to get your way at a store or a restaurant, you need to be rude. It doesn't work like that. Catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, honey. What I always like to say.
We've waited like 25 minutes for this food.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know your name.
No, but we expect something free. The food for free or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, give us some free food. He's laughing.
You must think it's a joke. You want this food for free.
It's cold. I bet it's cold. Whoa, it's cold.
Just take your food so I can go, please.
Zoom in on his face. What is he doing?
You did.
Yeah! He ate it! Yeah! McDonald's. This is why Corona happened.
Right. Sure, Karen. Good for you. You know what? For some reason, I have a craving for McDonald's right now. That was hilarious.
Get away from the window. I'm not talking to you anymore.
I don't care.
You don't care?
No.
Give me the manager. Like, can you hear her talking to me? You better get her. You better do it right now. I'm gonna watch you do it right now because that is. What? Don't talk to me like that. Yeah.
Yeah, get out my driving.
Throw it back! Throw it at her! Oh, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. All right, here we have a very expensive cake. I can see why. Those flowers look delicious. Are they real? They look real. So this happened like 7 or 8 years ago when I was jobbing at a driving service while I was a student. The driving service was one for people with disabilities that could not drive or walk on their own. Our main office was in the building of a housing/working facility for disabled people. The two companies, our driver service and the housing facility, were loosely connected as they were both financed by the same organization. However, management-wise, we're clearly separated. We were about 15 drivers at this location. We shared our lunch/social room with about 10 caretakers. Since our schedules were horribly organized, the drivers often had to idle time, so the social room was where everybody hung out waiting for work. One day, my boss, call him Tom, brought a cake to work because he became 60. The cake was enormous. Like a wedding cake could hide behind it twice. I can only imagine how expensive it must have been. At 9, every driver had eaten some pieces and there was still like 80% left of it, so Tom told the caretakers they could feel free to take some. Then Karen happened. Then a Karen appeared.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
She was something like the security inspector of the facility, so she had the authority over the caretakers but no dealings with the driving service. Her job was to watch for potential hazards, organize the caretaker schedule, and generally having an eye on everything happening. When she heard there was cake, she was
How dare there be cake?
She and Tom couldn't stand each other, so she was always trying to ruin his day. In this particular instance, she claimed that the cake was a health hazard as it contained cream, and she could not verify whether the cooling chain was never broken during transport, so she threw it all away. Roughly 400 euros worth of food just thrown away. Needless to say, Tom was less than amused. He was extremely mad. He was usually a very calm and gentle man, and this was the only time that I ever heard him shouting at anyone. Still, there was nothing he could do. Karen could basically declare anything a hazard and take action how she saw fit, and her higher-up didn't really care. To make matters worse, she doubled down and demanded that every food that was brought into the social room had to be inspected by her first. Cue malicious compliance. Obviously, all the drivers were mad at Karen for upsetting Tom for throwing away a perfectly fine cake. So the next day, first thing in the morning, 15 drivers went to her office, everyone with his lunch demanding she inspect it. It took her roughly 10 minutes looking at sandwiches and answering questions whether mayonnaise was too hazardous to be brought in. This went on for a whole week, each day our questions about hazardous foods becoming more dumb and degenerate. On Friday, it took her more than 2 hours to inspect our lunch as we would collectively steal her time. Afternoon, she said she got the message and that sandwiches got a general okay and not to bother her with it anymore. Fine. The following week, we went out of our way to eat anything but sandwiches. Salad, cake, pretzels,
Normal lunch stuff. Every day there was a line in front of her office having their lunch checked, asking stupid questions whether this food was or was not too dangerous to enter their social room. Karen was losing her patience and becoming increasingly aggressive toward us, but still refused to apologize to Tom. Then, at the end of week 2 of food checking, Tom brought a bucket for lunch. When he enters Karen's office to have his lunch checked, like he did every day, and opened the lid, his lunch pot smell hit everyone in the vicinity like a brick to the face. Apparently, he had made some unholy mix of garlic, cream, pickles, and herring, which he called fish soup. It looked like what happens if you leave something dead in the sun for too long. Yeah, all brownish and sluggy with some green specks in it, and it reeked twice as bad as it looked. Karen looked as if she would puke any moment, commanding him to remove this monstrosity from her office. Tom asked if she didn't want to check it, since he could imagine the cooling chain could have been broken during transport or sometime in the last 2 weeks. The lot of us drivers laughed so hard, I swear some nearly choked from laughter. This was roughly the time that Karen had to admit defeat. Food checking stopped immediately, and the following week, Tom brought another cake. Yay! Yay!
Whee! Cake!
I love this. I love this for you.
Alright, I'm gonna head to bed.
Good night, I love
so
you.
much.
But I love this for everybody.
Good, I love you, bye, love you, bye.
City officials in San Francisco
love you,
are
bye.
introducing the Karen Act to outlaw racially motivated 911 calls. It stands for Caution Against Racially Exploitative Non-Emergencies. Really?
Good one. That's a good one.
Can Karen be spelled with a C? It can now. Dear Yelp, stop letting Karens kill restaurants because of third-party delivery app issues. It's not the restaurant's fault. It's not the restaurant's fault.
Sticky, sticky farts.
What did I just say? It's not the restaurant's fault. Dang. Is this a real... It seems like... Karen'sKillerReviews.com. I want to look this up. It's real! I'm gonna sign this petition. Yes. Signed it. I agree. Wholeheartedly. Homosexual people have the right to be in a family. They are children of God. Pope Francis said in one of his sit-down interviews for the film, he is not a true Catholic. He is literally the Pope! I know I said I was going to avoid everything polarizing, but I mean, that's fun. That's funny. Alright, let's take a gander at a video, shall we? Is it video time? Yay! I also want to know, what do you think a male Karen should be called? Because it's not just like, a Karen isn't only a female. I feel like very scary, entitled people could also be men and have
Chad.
been men. Case in point.
Also says you can't be here past 10 o'clock.
Get out!
It says you can't be here past 10 o'clock, and I see you and your family up here all the time.
I manage this pool and I keep things clean here and I fix things. Get out!
You can't follow your own rules?
Get out!
I'll wait for the police to escort me out. I'm sorry. Because I'd like to talk to them as well, for the way that you're treating me.
You're being a belligerent little child and I have asked you to leave.
You're being a harassing old man. You are harassing me for swimming at the pool.
True.
You're violating the rules.
So are you. You can't cuss. You have to be wearing proper swimwear. You can't be here past 10 o'clock.
Turn this phone off.
Why? Because you want to disrespect me? You don't want people
You're
to know?
disrespecting me by arguing with me about the rules.
You're screaming in
We
my
have
face.
rules to follow around
Sir,
here.
you are screaming in my face.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the consensus? Is he a Kevin? Is he a Trevor? I feel like when you decide what a male Karen is called, then you know it's gonna be bad for whatever that name is. Like, I feel really bad for the nice Karens, you know?
It's always
All right,
a Chad, I
opinion.
think.
Male Karens should be called Tuckers. Tucker's not, like, I get the joke, I get it, because his name is Tucker. But also, Tuckers are not, I mean, that's not a very common name, you know? Not common enough for me to be like, oh yeah, that's a Tucker. According to Stats Canada, not one baby has been named Karen since November 13th, 2019. You see? So we gotta be careful about what we choose, because then that name is just, you're gonna kill it. It's over. It's over for that name. Choose wisely, friends.
Chad.
Unless you just want to call it a male Karen.
she okay?
No, she's fine. Her car is parked too close to her car.
Do you see your tire? Let's get serious. Let's get serious. You see the line that separates these? Now come over here. Come over here.
Oh.
This is just for fun. This is just for fun. Look here, look. Just for fun, look. And then look at this. Your tire is right on the... Look at this. You fucker. Oh.
All right. This is just gonna be a bunch of quack noises from now on. Who's in the wrong? You know, the thing is like, if she didn't approach this situation with a major attitude issue, I feel like he would have moved for her, you know? But there's also, like, how many times is that, what if he wasn't there, you know? What are you gonna do? You're gonna pull out if there's no room, and then someone's gonna get in once you're out of the parking space. But it's like the attitude,
But she
you know?
parked
it's
crooked
the
in the
issue here.
space.
She's placing blame, and she's being very rude unnecessarily. That's my thing, you know? I don't really think there's ever a reason to be rude to someone in public unless they're rude to you first. And even then, it's probably best just to, like, diffuse the situation, maybe get out your phone and start recording. Only if you're in public, though. Next, Karen. Are you serious? So after leaving the drive-thru today, I took my sandwich out of the bag and we see this. It says bitch. Oh, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed if I were you. Seriously? Oh, not today, not today. I went back to the restaurant, went inside, already fuming, asked to speak to the manager. Of course you did. You know what? Deserved. This is a time when you should speak to the manager. And then threw the sandwich on the counter. I asked him for an explanation. He looked confused, so I pointed at the writing on the sandwich and demanded that he tell me why someone felt the need to write it on my sandwich. He answered, because you ordered a BLT with cheese. To which I replied, oh. Alright, but in all fairness though, that looks like the B word. Like, maybe write it in all caps next time, you know, so there's no confusion. Because that, you know, if there was written on my sandwich, I'd run back into Starbucks or whatever the fucking IDL too. That would turn me into a Karen. I feel like we could all become a Karen under the right circumstances, you know? You probably just lost a lot of followers for this one. Stick to comedy. Hey, fuck you, Karen. Perfect. Bye-bye! I love it. I love it when a Karen is actually named Karen, you know? Just makes everything just... Alright, according to Reddit, this is how Karens are made.
Glad to fabulous instantly. Imagine being able to create today's hottest hairstyles in seconds. And they're so easy to use. Anyone can be a stylist. Simply part your hair at the crown, give a little tease, insert bumpets, fluff it up, and you're ready to go. Just look at the difference. Amazing. Go sexy, elegant, casual, sassy, flirty, and fabulous. With bumpets, you'll feel confident and beautiful every day. Styling hair can take forever and it just falls flat. Bump it up and your style lasts all day long. Bumpets are incredibly comfortable, stay completely concealed, and are super secure so they won't fall out. Wear bumpets anywhere, every day. They're the easiest, most versatile hair accessory you've ever worn. One trip to the salon can cost over $100. So why not pick up your bumpets today and get that salon look every day?
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Is that why all Karens have that haircut? Is it these bump it things? You know, just fluffing it up. Wait. Look, I'm a Karen. I need to bump it. That's not enough. Bump that shit up, you know? I changed the recipe and didn't like it. 3 stars. I substituted half a cup of parsley and found it lacked a little flavor. That's because you substituted half a cup of parsley, Karen. He's not wrong. Don't take out the thing that's supposed to add the flavor and then expect there to be flavor. God, Karen! Karen didn't like a well-known fondue restaurant because she had to cook her own food. LMAO, just give her 300 calories on a plate at Texas Roadhouse instead. This was our last experience. Visits to Longhorn and Texas Roadhouse have far exceeded. Especially at this cost, this is unacceptable. This was expensive trash. Overall, it's overpriced, outdated, and I had to cook my own food.
At this price point, the server should know the menu, especially a limited one. Should know more wines than Moscato. Should be present. And should not have to state full bar. It's implied. 2 glasses of wine and 2 4-course meals was $160 with a suggested 20% tip. The melting pot was unpalatable. If you'd like to spend this amount, go to M at Miranova. That's actually not that expensive. A 4-course meal for $160. 2 4-course meals for $160? That's not that much. Sounds about reasonable, actually. Oh! She just took the ball from the little kid! The ultimate example of entitlement.
Are you kidding? No way.
No.
You're not even in a car, woman. Are you serious?
No. Get out of here. Are you kidding? You're not in a car. Get out.
Where? I don't see no car. You're just running to a spot right now. Are you serious? Are you? You're.
No, it doesn't matter.
You serious right now, woman? Calm this.
Get out of here.
You serious, dude? How you gonna stand in a spot right now? Jesus Christ.
You can't.
I've never seen this. This is crazy.
Standing here. You have no car here. This is a car parking spot, not a woman parking spot. Idiot.
Oh, she brought her mom.
I'm gonna stand here all day. I got time. Stand here. I don't care, dude. Alright,
Oh
stand
my god. Imagine being this entitled, guys. Like, can you imagine? Dude. I'm like upset for these people. Like, I know that it's not happening to me, but like, I'm upset. I can never understand people who downrate a product because they use an ingredient that the person is allergic to. This product is not for everyone. It left my lips tingling and feeling swollen and sore. There should be a warning about allergic reactions to the peppermint ingredient, which I assume has caused the unpleasant reaction I'm suffering from. Yeah, I mean, if you do have allergies, you should make sure that you're checking things to make sure that it doesn't include the thing that you're allergic to. Just saying. Karen decides that children's fun isn't enough of a reason to have a treehouse. Alright, let's zoom into this, okay? Dear anonymous passerby, don't worry, you're safe now. Your act of casual cruelty was successful. The complaint you lodged with the HOA was heard. They had me take down the small tree fort that I had built on this location with my sons during the pandemic. No longer will its presence offend your walk past my house. Please enjoy your stroll, free from the sound of my children's play and laughter. They are safely back inside now, watching television, I'm sure. Enjoy the unobstructed view of my backyard. I will try to keep it up to code. Best, Dave. Dave's pissed, and Dave has the right to be pissed. It's his property? So let me get it straight. This woman complained about someone else's treehouse on their property. That's a fun, huh? Alright, we got one more video for you guys. Let's do it. Whoa. Do you know who I am? Oh my god is right. Holy shit. Nuggets! This is all over Chicken McNuggets, guys.
We need to call the police.
She was tripping balls.
I'm in shock.
How you know you on meth?
I feel
Without
like we
saying
just
you on meth.
Witness what you would call a Karen boss.
One
This
more.
petty revenge drama deserves a standing ovation. Compilation. That rhymed.
Oh, sweet revenge.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Charlotte. Ladies and gentlemen. My 39 female ex-husband is insisting I changed my last name back to my maiden name because his new fiance, 24 female, feels it will be awkward for her and I to have the same last name. Am I the a-hole for refusing to change it? Settle down! Order in the court. My ex-husband has been dating this woman for 3 years. For context, she's 24 years old. My ex and I were married for 12 years and have been divorced for 5 years. We have 3 kids together who are now teenagers. My ex and I got divorced because we were young when we met and got married, and we grew apart as people. It was a mutual decision, and we agreed our kids came first and have always co-parented very well. Let me guess, until the fiance came along. Bingo. This has been the case up until last year when his girlfriend moved in with him. Previously, we would do holidays and kids' birthdays together. Now when she's present, they won't even sit near me at our kids' sporting events. Okay. That's a little weird. I mean, you exist. If she didn't want a relationship with a man who had a previous marriage and children, she shouldn't. I've always been nice to this woman, despite my kids expressing they don't like her and they feel their dad acts differently when she's around. My ex told me early on she wasn't a fan of me and felt I intimidated her. When I asked him for examples of how I intimidated her, he said, "It's my face."
Oh my.
That I have resting face and it makes her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. She just doesn't like your face, bestie. She doesn't like the way you look.
Oh, well, that makes it that much better.
My ex and her got engaged over Christmas, and my kids were less than thrilled. My daughter, especially. She feels her dad made a major life decision without
TikTok
even talking
died
to them
again.
about it
Whoops.
first. Okay, interesting.
Bye, TikTok.
I'm not, divorced or anything like that, but I would think that it would be super important to make sure that your kids like their future stepmother or stepfather. That would be like a deciding factor to me. So interesting that he hasn't consulted them or talked to them about it. My ex called me yesterday saying he's giving me a heads up that I have a year to change my last name back to my maiden name, as his fiance is expressing her distaste and concern for her and I to have the same last name when they get married. Okay, 2 things. Lots of people have the same last name. And also, I'm sorry, you have 1 year or else. What are you gonna do if I don't? I told him we agreed in our divorce that I could keep his last name until I felt the need to change it. And that is what is listed in our paperwork. I also told him I don't want to have a different last name than our kids. Fair enough. I know some people who drop, the hyphen and the last name, or they change it back to their maiden name. But a lot of people keep it. It's not uncommon. Think of how much of a pain in the butt it is to lose all of your credit cards and your ID, or you move and you have to change your address. Think about how many pieces of documentation she will need to change because his new fiance is uncomfortable with them having the same last name, a last name that also is shared by lots of other people. Where's the logic? Make it make sense.
I don't get it.
He said I'm being unreasonable and refusing to see how this would make his fiance uncomfortable. Go cry about it. I told him I can't see it from her side because I'm a grown-up and not an immature child like she is.
Whoa, roasted.
He told me I could ask anyone about this situation and everyone would agree with her. No, I don't. So am I the a-hole for refusing to change my last name to make her happy? My thing is she's asking you to do her a pretty big favor when she hasn't really been nice to you at all. That is a big thing to ask somebody. Maybe if you guys were friends, you were cordial, maybe if your kids liked her, you would consider her request. But it's not like she's given you any reason to do this favor for her. She's forcing her fiance, your ex-husband, to essentially blackmail, you have 1 year to change the name that you are legally allowed to keep. Why would I do that? Why would you do that? Why? Not the a-hole. Tell him you'll only consider changing your last name back to your maiden name if you can change the kids' last names. Also, that's what's up.
Checkmate.
My guess is he didn't like that very much, did he? If he doesn't agree, he can sit on it and rotate.
That's a good one. I like that one.
You're funny.
OP responds, I did offer that as a solution and he completely lost it, saying he is their dad and they deserve to have his last name. I mean, you were also his wife for a long time. You know, it's not super easy to change your last name, especially like, let's say if I wanted to change my last name and me and Mike like got married, I would have to change literally everything that has to do with like my business, how people know me online, like everything. That is her name and she's had it for a while. I feel like this is like some way to get like for the fiance, the young fiance, to like erase her or something. I don't know. It's a bit weird and manipulative. Yet when I said I wanted the same last name as our kids, he told me that wasn't a legitimate reason not to change it. I don't think you need a legitimate reason to change it. A legitimate reason. That's your name, babes. If you're not legally obligated, show them the divorce papers. He's wrong on all counts. He needs to come to terms with the fact that this isn't his name, it's yours now too. I'm sure other people exist in the world with the same last name. He needs to get over it. Yeah, I mean, it's quite common. A lot of people think I'm related to the Dobre brothers because we have the same last name. We don't. Dobre is a very common Eastern European last name. It means good. So like think about all the people that are named Good in the States and in Canada or England or whatever. That's how common it is.
I can't think of a single one.
Is Charlotte Dobre related to the Dobre brothers is like one of the most searched things having to do with my name. So there's some people speculating as to why a year. You know, why are you giving her a year? I suspect he meant they'll be married approximately a year from now and his fiance wants it changed by the time they get married. You're right, it sounds completely ridiculous because how is he going to punish OP if she doesn't do it? Yeah, like what's the consequence of not doing it? Like what's in it for me? What's gonna happen? Nothing? Right, because you can't legally ask someone to do that. Make mean posts on social media, sue her, have her arrested and thrown in jail. It's so stupid. That girl is so insecure. OP has the right to have the same name as her children. Maybe when the fiance's brain fully develops at 28, she'll understand, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Maybe she doesn't get it, that like it's actually quite common to keep the last name when you get divorced. Possibly. Well, for those of you who are unclear on that, it is common to keep your last name the same when you get divorced. Some people change it, some people don't. Just like some people change their last name when they get married, and some people don't.
It's whatever you want, baby cakes.
Cake? Who suggested cake?
All of this being said, I don't think you're an a-hole. I think you're being quite reasonable, and the fiance's being an a-hole. She's probably got some sort of weird complex about you, you know, like. But see, the thing is like, we can't be dating and like marrying divorced people with children if we are not okay with the baggage that comes with it. There will always be baggage. Some people are like totally fine with like taking on, you know, the responsibility of being a step parent. Maybe the divorced couple has a relationship still. You gotta be able to deal with it. And maybe you're too young to understand. But wake up, that's not how the world works. Reddit has deemed this person not the a-hole, but we have an update. To clarify, the reason he gave me a year is because they're getting married sometime next year and wanted my name changed prior to the wedding. Anyways, my ex called me yesterday and he said he'd done a lot of research, okay, on ex-wives keeping the ex-husband's last name after a divorce. You seemed pretty confident before. Did we like see the Reddit thread or something and change our minds? He stated he didn't realize how common this is, especially when there are children from the marriage. Okay, I guess it's possible that he could be 38 years old and had no idea. He also said this had been my last name for 17 years. My entire adult life had been with this last name and I've built a career with it. He basically acknowledged that every reason I had to keep it was legitimate. I mean, yeah, you'd have to go and change literally every piece of documentation that has to do with who you are in order to keep his fiance happy, a fiance who's never been nice to you. Why would you do that?
I don't want to do that.
He apologized for the way he initially approached me about changing my last name and explained he's in a bad spot trying to make his fiance happy. She also explained she feels that by me keeping his last name must mean I'm still in love with him. Oh, there it is. There it is. The Delulu is strong with this one. And this is my secret way of assuring we end up together again someday. Okay. I informed him this was not, nor will it ever be the case. Yes, I care deeply about him because I was married to him for 12 years and he is the father of my children, and I want him to be happy in life. However, I fell out of love with him many years ago and that will not change. He said he informed his fiancée that he will not bring this up to me again, and if she didn't like it, the ball was in her court to decide if she wanted to continue their relationship. Yay! That was a very delulu request to begin with, though, so, like, I'm not surprised it turned out in your favor. Maybe if you got married and you wanted to change your name, you can do so if you feel like it. Nobody can make you change your name, bestie.
Wanna bet?
When I hear I did a lot of research, I just think they Googled something. Pretty much, yeah. You are not the a-hole! Moving on! Am I the a-hole for not returning the money my ex-husband sent to me mistakenly? Oh, okay. What happened? Did he owe you money for child support? Is that what it is? A few days ago, my ex-husband mistakenly transferred two payments of $8,700 and $9,275. He did this at around 7:40 a.m. in the morning. And I didn't notice because I just worked a double night shift and I was getting ready for bed. How do you accidentally send someone $8,700? It's literally like 20 grand.
It rarely happens, but it happens.
Actually, I've totally messed that up too. I don't know how to pay my taxes apparently, so... So my phone was charging on the nightstand. At the same time, my 4 children were at my parents' and I planned to sleep half the day away. I guess he realized his mistake at around 8:30 a.m. and by then I was dead asleep. I woke up at around 4 p.m. to at least 100 missed calls and maybe 150 texts asking and begging me to send him back the money. My initial thoughts were to send it back. Then I remembered he owed me 12 grand and hasn't paid me back since I lended it to him 4 years ago. And he's had a million excuses as to why he can't pay me back, and yet I always see him living it up. Word of advice: if you owe people money and you're telling them that you can't pay them back because, you know, oh, I'm so poor, I can't afford it, don't be like posting about your lavish lifestyle online. I kept the amount of money he owed me and returned only $5,975. And I told him I deducted his debt. Ooh, he didn't like that, did he? Curious to see what he was planning on spending that money on. Because, like, if it was like a debt situation where he was trying to pay off a debt and you kept the money, I don't know, that's a bit of an a-hole move, but I'm curious. Since then, I've had him call me every book in the name because this was apparently money he was saving to buy his girlfriend an engagement ring, the engagement venue, etc. So according to him, he had to tell her. Why? Okay, so it wasn't like this, he was spending money that he should have been using to pay you back. I think it's fair what he did. This then led to it ruining the surprise engagement he planned for the next weekend. His girlfriend had been bad-mouthing me, and it caused a bit of a storm, with me having to shut down my social media, and even his parents, who I had a cordial relationship,
Good
have been
night,
impacted by it. Does she know that he, like, owed you a bunch of money?
Yes. Well, actually, no.
I discussed the situation with a friend and a colleague, and it was overheard by another colleague, and he called what I did a move. And I guess he shared it with a couple of other people, and now I'm not too sure anymore whether I'm being an a-hole or not. Is that an a-hole move? That coworker owes people money. Just saying. Edit. The money that was loaned to him after our divorce, and we've been divorced for 7 years. I loaned him the money 4 years ago after he lost his job and fell behind on his rent. This has nothing to do with his child support payments, of which he's also behind on. And that's being handled by family court and the child support company. Why is he late on child support payments if he can clearly afford to spend $20,000 on an engagement? There are texts of him asking for a loan and included a repayment plan and time, but he never stuck to it. So there's a legal trail if he ever decided to involve the law, but I seriously doubt he would, because it would cost way more to sue me, and I think I would have won in court since I only deducted his debt to me. Yes, he's the father of our 4 kids. I also didn't deduct the overdue child support payments because that is being handled by the courts. And I don't want to muddy the water and get myself in trouble. Fair enough. But they should definitely know that he can afford an expensive engagement ring and a venue. The child support company is aware of his arrears, and if I'm not mistaken, he will need to start paying soon or they'll start garnering his wages. So what's he going to do? Is he going to call them and get mad at them and...
How dare you keep my wages? I told you I'd pay you back.
This is not going to work. Judge Charlotte will not allow it.
Burn the madness cake!
Edit 2. Yes, I could have sued him for the debt, but it would have cost me way more to hire a lawyer. Suing someone isn't cheap. Lawyers cost real money, and a lawsuit takes time. Very good point. To be fair, he owed you 12 grand for 4 years. His priority should have been clearing his debt and then saving for an engagement ring, especially when he clearly had the money. Also, surely he can find an engagement ring for 6 grand. Not the a-hole, you only kept what you were owed. I would say that you were an a-hole if the money was going towards a debt that he was paying off so that he could pay you back. But it's not going toward that. It's going toward a luxury in life that he cannot afford because he owes you money. And I'm curious to know if, like, his new fiance or future fiance understands that he owes you money. Not only that, but also is behind on his child support payments, because, like, That's dusty as hell. I wouldn't want to marry someone who didn't take care of their kids or didn't consider it a priority. Not the a-hole. Tell everyone who says that you're wrong that if he can afford a venue, he can afford to pay back his debt to the mother of his children. His new fiance should be pleased to find out his true nature before the wedding. I should hope so. I'm guessing she has no idea. I'm hoping that's the case. You did her a favor letting her know that he won't repay his debts unless forced to do so. His bad luck on the mistake, but good for you. This reminds me of a time when I forgot I had a credit card. Okay, so I had this credit card in university. I forgot that it had like a reoccurring payment on it because like it costs like whatever $150 to have this credit card every year. So I just stopped using the credit card, and I didn't understand that if I stopped using it, like they would still charge me the yearly fee. And anyways, mistakenly, I tried to pay off a different credit card and accidentally sent the money to the old credit card. And when I called them to be like, yo, I accidentally sent you money, can you send it back to me? They were like, no, bestie, you actually owe us money. So, and it f***ed up my credit for a while there too. Like that was not good. That was not good for me. Note to self, don't open a credit card with a yearly fee and then forget to close it.
So close.
Opie says he's also behind on child support, but that is being handled by family court. This dude has no business dropping almost $18,000 on his girlfriend when he's not able to uphold his commitments to his former wife and children. You definitely right about that. Don't be spending money you don't have. That was a very satisfying update. Am I the a-hole for taking in my ex's dogs, but not my homeless ex? Oh my God.
You and I are gonna be good friends.
My wife left me and our kids a couple of years ago. She wanted a different life than what we had. She bought a converted van and tried to become a van life influencer. Oh, okay. She got some followers, but not as many as it takes to be able to live off of it, I guess. She's in the city right now and her van needs repairs. We're in the middle of a heat wave and she needs a place to stay for a week or two. This is only the second time in 2 years she's bothered to see our kids. Interesting. I've done my best to make sure that they know that even though their mom is gone, it isn't because she doesn't love them. I mean, debatable. I said she was working far away.
On a farm?
Well, you did her a favor. Imagine you told your kids that she left them to go be a van influencer. No, I choose a septic tank over you, children. Even after the divorce, I made sure she could have all the visitation she wanted. She doesn't want to stay with her parents because they're very critical of her choice to leave. Well, that doesn't surprise me, really. She doesn't want to stay at a hotel because it will be a dent in her budget. Oh, no. Oh, boo-hoo.
Yes. Very sad.
I don't want her in my house because I don't want the kids to freak out when she leaves again. It's best if they see her in a neutral location. I volunteered to take her dog so she could stay at a hostel. She said I was an a-hole for not letting her stay in the house she helped pay for. I bought out her equity when we divorced. It wasn't that much. Yeah, you don't owe her nothing, honey. Especially because she left you. My parents said I should have let her stay. The woman I'm seeing said she would have understood if I let her stay. Well, she's a better woman than me. I just know what it would do to my kids. I think that's a fair reason to not want her in the house because, I mean, they never see her. They still have fond memories of her, I'm assuming, because of what you've told them. I think it would be hard for them to, you know, watch her come and live with them and then leave again. And then you won't be able to maintain that facade of like, oh, she loves you, she's just working, she's far away. That kind of goes out the window if she's there staying at your house. I prefer dogs over people, so you can guess how I feel. Not the a-hole, you're being the best parent you can. She abandoned her children and has no right to impose on them and you. She not only abandoned her children, she abandoned him. I don't think that we can be asking for favors from people that we abandoned. She's not there to see them, she needs a place to crash. There's the tea. It might be traumatic for your kids to have her leave again, and that just isn't worth it for you or for them. You bought her out, and she used that equity to pursue her new life. She doesn't want to stay with her critical parents, too bad. Dent her budget, then where's the child support? You summed it up perfectly. She's only in the same city because her van needs repairs. It's not like she made a special trip just to see the kids. I think it would probably be different if she, like, wanted to come and stay with the kids. But she's not there for that reason. She's there because she doesn't have anywhere else to go. It's only about convenience and not having to spend any money since she obviously doesn't give a crap about her kids if she hasn't bothered to see them for 2 frickin' years. I love you. This person who got a doctor's note that tore his inconsiderate boss to shreds. That one time my boss wanted me to cancel my brain surgery for a third time. To whom it may concern, I'm writing this letter concerning your employee. He's had a pituitary mass which needs to be surgically removed. This kind of mass can affect his vision with permanent damage. It has already affected his endocrine system. He has canceled his surgery for the second time due to the loyalty he has for his job. But it is very important that he proceeds with the surgery on May 30th before any further health issues occur. If he develops any visual problems, he will need the surgery sooner. We are asking for you to give him the time off to proceed with the surgery and recovery, which could take up to 4 to 6 weeks. If any questions, please call our office. The fact that you even had to get this doctor to write this, I literally cannot. I cannot even.
Please stop.
That's the type of boss that's like, I'm sorry, you need a doctor's note? I have you on the schedule. Here's your doctor's note. And by the way, this is your reminder to subscribe. So subscribe. If you're not gonna subscribe for me, subscribe for my squeaky chair. So funny, right? He always has a lot to say. Yesterday, I posted my boss's reaction to my mother passing. Today, I was notified my son has to quarantine for 10 days. This is another gen. I was getting ready to come in and I was alerted by the school that my son is a COVID close contact and he has to quarantine until the 1st. So I have to go get him and won't be back until after he's quarantined. I'll have the NYS paid family leave forms to fill out when I return. I am out of town. Can you do this when I come back? I don't have anything to cover right now. Can you get a family member to take your son for a few days until I come back, please? I did not go to conference yesterday and worked from my laptop, but it's not letting me take payments here from credit card. Can you take care of emergency stuff in a couple hours every day and leave? I'm mourning the loss of my mother and now my son has quarantined from COVID. I don't really have the mental capacity to deal with this. I will see you when he can return to school.
Damn right.
As you should, my dear. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that inconvenient? Oopsie. It's this kind of thing that's just like, oh, we really are just like replaceable, aren't we? Never told a boss off like this and it felt amazing. Hey Brandon, we're short staffed for the rest of this year because Sarah just quit without any warning. We're really backed up, so I'm gonna need you to come in during Thanksgiving this year. Don't be shocked if you have to come in during Christmas Eve and day 2. I already told you 3 weeks ago I need that week off and you agreed. Now you're changing your mind. I will not be working Thanksgiving, and if you ask again, I will not be working for you at all anymore. We've had to set expectations with you multiple times this year. Coming in is the least you can do. Your PTO request has been denied. I'm not asking you to come in, I'm telling you that you have to. And I'm telling you that you have no worker at all now. I quit. How do you like them apples? To be fair, there was a warning. So unbelievably satisfying, isn't it? Where are you at? Question mark. You told Mark you could work night shift tonight. No, I did not. I told Mark I couldn't work Monday. You told him you couldn't work in the morning, but you could work normal hours. As you know, I found out yesterday my dad passed away. I'm gonna go ahead and at least take the one day I get a week off to mourn his death. I'm sorry for any inconvenience this will cause you. My uncle died a few days ago. I lost my grandma. Stop being a victim. Mail me a check. I quit. It's like they think we don't have the power, but we do. Hey, I just sent you an email with the changes. I need them ASAP. No worries, I'll get to it first thing in the morning, night. No, I need them now. Gotta send it off ASAP. It's midnight. I'm already in bed. Why are you only sending me this now? It's been a crazy day and I only got to reviewing it in the last hour or so. Come on, man. No offense, but that's not my problem. I've already shut down for the night and I'm gone to bed. This is extremely unreasonable. What if I was already asleep? What were you gonna do then? Whatever, call me in the morning. Yeah, that's a good question. Like, you just so happen to have answered? You shouldn't have answered. After like 7 p.m., when you clock out, you clock out. That's it. I need you tomorrow. Saturdays are my day off. I'll be with my fiance. I'm short and I need you to come in. Okay, how much am I getting? Question mark. You're short-staffed and you need work tomorrow. We call that expedited. For $39.75, I can be there tomorrow. For $13, I'll see you on Monday. Now you're speaking my language. I bet you anything they weren't willing to do it, were they? Because it costs them money. How I quit my incredibly toxic job a couple of weeks ago. I had worked 7 60-hour weeks straight and tried to take off for my 21st birthday. Request denied. So I called out sick instead. Boss found out and I figured it and you. Hi Mira, I heard you know that I'm not actually sick. I did lie. I lied because you're overbearing and controlling and I knew you wouldn't give me this time off. I'm young and I have a life to live and I'm not gonna let my job take higher priority than my happiness. Like you wouldn't even give me off for my own birthday. How could I expect you to give me off for a Willie Nelson concert? Anyways, I was gonna tell you this on Tuesday, but I think it's fitting
to tell you now. I got a new, better job at a place where I will be valued, where my mental and physical health will be taken into consideration, and where I will be allowed to take off for whatever reason. Your history of toxicity and manipulation in our workplace has left wounds on so many of my coworkers and friends. I have stayed for so long because of the money I made and because of the love I have for all my coworkers. The way you treat us isn't right. That's why I'm leaving. That is the only reason. You and only you. Thank you for your time. I would say it has been a pleasant experience, but it absolutely has not been. I would love to say that I enjoyed working for you, but I'm not one to lie. Amazing. It really is true that a boss can make or break a job.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Started a new job at a crystal shop. The girls who trained me looked so afraid of the boss, I started getting second thoughts. He sent me messages yesterday at 11 p.m. telling me I had to change shift and work longer hours at a different location. I do not think the way you relate with your employees is professional or something that I want to have in my life. Good luck. Thanks. Why you think so? You only met me once. How can you judge that about me? Unfortunately, I can see it through the way that your employees act. They are terrified of you. They spend minutes obsessing over little things such as how to crop a picture perfectly so they do not upset you and not cause any mishaps over something inconsequential. Furthermore, company hours are company hours, and being expected to cater to whims on short notice, especially notices made when one might be asleep, causes needless anxiety in workers that should not be in existence. This is true. It does cause a lot of anxiety, especially when it's like cutting into your time. Like, this is my time. You're not paying me for this time. Moreover, I think it's harmful to propagate myths such as placing crystals on Wi-Fi routers to absorb waves from 3G. It creates needless fear and is obviously taking advantage of less educated customers. I will not be intimidated by my boss. That is just my 2 cents. You said you had a high turnover. Maybe you should consider why that is and investigate the true reason rather than waving away these occasions. High turnover rate is almost entirely because of the boss. Always. And the pay. But mostly, it's a boss. But it's never their fault, is it? That would involve taking responsibility. Thinking about leaving this on my boss's desk this afternoon. I'm not paid enough to be able to afford a 1-bedroom apartment, let alone be willing to take on the responsibilities of my better paid coworkers who have horribly mistreated me. I'm sorry. P.S. TGI Fridays is hiring a dishwasher for $25 an hour. I don't think you even should have apologized, honey. Sorry, not sorry, how about? So long, and thanks for all the fish. It's a nice little surprise they'll come into work on Monday to see. Why not? Exit 329 closed. Sucks to be you, but I got fired today, so don't expect any help. See, they need us. Otherwise, we make them look like idiots. Error. Employee quit unexpectedly. Here's a cake for your trouble. That's really nice of you. That cake looks delicious. I would have eaten it all myself. Or just the icing. Attention, the Dickies crew has quit. This store is understaffed and the owner doesn't care about the store enough to take care of it. Visit the Lewis Center store. We heart the customers. Signed, ex-Dickies crew. Wow, all of you quit at once, eh? Good for you. You know, I really think that people need to start letting everyone know that it sucks to work at a certain place. I know it turns me off certain establishments knowing how they treat their staff. Maybe then and only then will they start treating people well. Letter of resignation. You know why I want to resign? Since I work for you, my money is not enough to use. When my money is not enough to use, I become unhappy. When I become unhappy, I will eat a lot. When I eat a lot, I will get fat. When I get fat, it will affect your company's image. When your company's image is affected, your business is not good. When your business is not good, you become unhappy. When you become unhappy, you will eat a lot. I'm afraid you will become fat, like me. You see, sir, it's a vicious cycle. I did everything for your own good, because I care for you, sir. So the conclusion is, I want to resign. Please let me go. Thank you. Kind regards. Suck it. As per my... I quit. To the management, Border Force Stansted. Today is my 31st birthday, and having recently become a father, I now realize how precious life is and how important it is to spend my time doing something that makes me and other people happy. For that reason, I hereby give notice of my resignation, in order that I may devote my time and energy to my family and to my cake business, which has grown steadily over the past few years. I can see why. Wow. I wish the organization and my colleagues the best for the future, and I remind you that if you enjoy this cake, you can order more at www.mrcake.co.uk. Everybody go buy this man's cake. Please do. Please buy this cake. I'm sold. I don't know about you guys. That cake looks delicious. And that took a long time. The pettiness in every word is...
Oh, I'm hungry.
Since you decided to say cancer is not an excuse and think it's okay to swear at your employees like you do all the time, we quit. This is why you can't keep a store manager longer than a year. You abuse your role and staff. Enjoy the fact that you lost a store manager, co-manager, and key holder in the middle of back to school. Think next time you treat people the way you do. We aren't allowing it anymore. Signed, Nikki, Jess, and TJ. Nicely done. Very nicely done.
Ex lies during divorce to have me jailed, and instead, he's left with remorse. I was getting divorced in the early 90s. My ex was pissed that I was divorcing him. I owned the house prior to the marriage, so he moved out. But he broke back in and tore up all kinds of things. He tore up my jewelry, my clothes, cut holes in all of them. I couldn't prove it, but of course it was him. Ooh, someone can't handle rejection. Anyone who would actually do that in their right mind deserves to get slapped with a divorce. When we went to divorce court, he gave the judge a 2-page list of things that he supposedly brought to the house with him prior to marriage that I, quote, refused to return. Who? What? My attorney showed me the list, and it was stuff he never owned in the first place. Wow, we're resorting to lying to a judge, eh? He totally wanted me thrown in jail for contempt of court. My alternative was to pay like $2,000, and I wasn't about to do that. I opted for jail, but my friends kept telling me to just pay it. I refused. Ooh, that is petty, girl. You'd rather go to jail than pay your ex $2,000? Honestly, same. 2 days before I was supposed to appear in court, a girlfriend of mine asked if she could see the list. Sure. She noted that things he said were there, didn't give much of a description. For example, he says there's a gun. He didn't say what kind of gun. He said there was a computer. He didn't say what kind of computer, and so on. Her point was that if I went around and bought everything on the list, it would probably cost me about $200, and that it was worth staying out of jail. Ooh. Little plot twist, So you're just gonna like bring like a bunch of like electronics and like a toy gun to court? Here you go. I agreed, knowing it would also be worth him being livid that his plan didn't work. So I made a game of it. I went around to pawn shops and retail stores. I told whoever was in charge that I was on a scavenger hunt, and I briefly explained what was going on. A petty scavenger hunt, eh? They all loved the idea and helped me get through my list rather quickly. Here are some lovely examples of what was boxed up for him. A gun, an old rusty cap gun screwdriver set, same old and rusty clothing, Goodwill hoard stuff, bus/statue, made one myself with clay knives, old and rusty camping gear, an old pan, matches, and a tiny tarp. And one of my favorites that I remember was, he said that he had a Monopoly game. So I sent him a Goodwill find without any of the pieces, just the board.
Brilliant.
Nice. I wish I could remember everything that we got. It was so much fun, and when we got home, we had to videotape boxing them all up and going through the items one by one. My attorney told the judge that I had found them all in the attic, and I just hadn't seen it before. So sorry.
I'm sorry. I just didn't know it was there.
The judge told my attorney to simply drop the box off at his attorney's office, and the divorce was final. My only regret is not being able to see his face when he opened that box of garbage. And there was nothing he could say because he made the stuff up in the first place. It's been 30 years and I still get joy thinking about it. You moved in the shadows with that one, didn't you, babe? Looks like you kept the get out of jail free card for yourself. Well played. Ooh, well played with that comment. Dang, wow. You should have put a note in the box saying, sorry, I kept the get out of jail free card. Ooh, goody, goody, goody. Or you should have just like put it in the box too, you know, just like, here it is.
This woman found out her husband was cheating on her while they were celebrating their 10th wedding anniversary in Hawaii. The husband had landed in Hawaii 3 days prior to the wife's arrival for a business trip. When the wife arrived 3 days later, the hotel concierge tipped her off that her husband had been going into his room late at night with another girl. Now, the wife could have stormed up there, caused a scene, and confronted her husband, but she's more the passive-aggressive petty type. Instead, she waited till he fell asleep that night, and then she grabbed his wallet, phone, and keys and headed to the airport to hop on a flight back to the mainland without him. This dude wakes up the next morning and he can't figure out where his wife is because he can't call her, he doesn't have a phone, and he can't find his wallet or his keys anywhere. He doesn't know what to do. And then at 11 a.m. they kicked him out of the room because his wife had checked him out of the hotel the night before when she left. And he's like, hey, just let me stay another night while I figure this thing out. And they're like, hey, can you put down a credit card for the room? And he's like,
I don't have one.
Then he asked the hotel to see if he could use their phone to contact somebody who could help him. And the concierge came over and said, sir, you're no longer a paying guest at this resort. You need to get off the property. Eventually, this dude finds somebody on the street who will let him use their cell phone. And he calls his side piece, who's still on the island, and is like, hey, can I stay with you? And she's like, I'm with my husband. What are you talking about? You can't stay with me. Now this guy's just meandering around downtown Honolulu on a Sunday night contemplating his existence, and he can't get to the bank to get any money because all the banks are closed. So he spends the night on the sand at the beach, and then he wakes up on Monday morning and he goes to the bank and asks for money out of his account, but they're like, we don't know who you are, sir. Like, you can't prove with identification or a debit card that this is actually your account. Apparently he was able to go down to the police station and file a report for his stolen identification, and then they issued him a temporary pass, which got him through TSA and back to the mainland. Wife couldn't wait for him to get back to their house because while he was over in Hawaii playing real-life Oregon Trail trying to figure out a way home, she had already moved herself completely out of their house and invited some homeless people to take up residence there. So when he walked through the door, there were 3 random dudes there just waiting to greet him.
Oh my! Oh, that is diabolical, babes. Whoa! Okay, he's playing chess, you're playing checkers, all right. Wait, not that. He's playing checkers, you're playing chess. You're playing advanced mahjong. I love that he, like, tried to call his side piece and even she didn't want him. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's like, okay, well then go run to your side piece then. Oh, they don't want you either? Oh, embarrassing. How are you not She was so mad. She was literally fine with him just sleeping on the street, on the beach. Honestly, there are worse places to sleep. The story of how I got a restraining order against my neighbor Karen. I'm a 20-year-old female who lives in a suburban neighborhood with my family. A few years ago, we had new neighbors move in next door. At first, they seemed okay, but then they turned out to be complete party animals. I'm talking partying 3 times a week, blasting loud music until 2 a.m. If you lived in a neighborhood and this is a house, you really got to be playing your music really loud for other people to hear it. Over the last year and a half, we've had multiple confrontations with our neighbors over petty stuff. Our neighbors were having another one of their super crazy pool parties, and it was driving everyone in the neighborhood crazy. The police couldn't do much because we would make a noise complaint and the police would show up and give them a warning. Things would get quiet for maybe 30 minutes, but then the partying would start again. Oh, that's why it's loud, because it's outside. Oh God. I hate that. Over time, some neighbors began to give up, and eventually some of them moved away. Whoa, okay. You know what you do when you have neighbors like that are partying really, really loud until like very late, multiple times in a week? You wake them up very, very early. Anything, lawnmowers, drilling. Maybe you have your own 6 a.m. party on a rooftop or in your backyard. And like all the neighbors need to do this. You all collectively need to decide anytime that they throw a party, y'all have to collect. You're losing sleep anyway, you might as well. You all wake up at like 6 in the morning and you start just like what's the most annoying thing that you can hear? Honestly, like drilling at 6 in the morning is super annoying. Saws, leaf blowers. Yeah, worst neighborhood sound, okay? You need to all be doing that the next morning at 6 a.m. and do it a few times, they'll get the message. Honestly, I know this because I would, I'd have people over and I had a petty neighbor and he would punish me by like drilling on the wall like really early the next morning. And you know what? Fair enough. I stopped partying. It worked. To be fair though, he was pissed off about the fact that I had people over at like 10 p.m. and it was maybe once or twice. This was not over the period of like weeks. He was a dick. I also moved. Thank God. This was especially upsetting for my mom when one of her friends who lived on the other side of our neighbor moved away due to the horrible neighbor. My mom had finally had enough. Once the party finally seemed to wind down around midnight and guests started leaving, my mom marched straight up to the female owner of the house, we'll call her Lying Sally because she's a pathological liar, and warn her that we will start calling the cops on them more often if they don't stop. Of course, Lying Sally and her party guests laugh and start taunting my mom, which led to an ugly screaming match. Luckily, I had the common sense to record all of this just in case, and thank God I did. At some point during the fight, Lying Sally screams at my mom, "I'm going to beat the out of you." Okay, Lying Sally. Sure you want to go there? That's all you needed, babe. That's all you needed. One of our neighbors called the cops, which I don't blame him for doing so, and I was getting worried for my mom since Lying Sally kept threatening to The cops came and everything got peacefully resolved. It wasn't until the next morning I reviewed the video and remembered that you can file a restraining order against someone for threat of assault. Now here's the thing, I knew that filing a restraining order against someone can cause that person to maybe lose their job or make it difficult for that person to find a future job. Well, they should have thought of that before they like threatened your mom and partied every night. I knew from the sticker on the back of her car that she works in a daycare. Who wants a person like that around kids anyway? If I were a nicer person, I could have let it go. You were driven to the point where you didn't have a choice, okay? Too bad I'm petty. Too bad, so sad. So we filed the restraining order, took my neighbor to court, and after showing the judge the video, he immediately was on our side, especially after she initially tried to lie and claimed she never once threatened my mom. She didn't know I had video proof. Ooh. This is why we move in the shadows, guys. We catch them in our webs. The judge granted us the restraining order and we were jumping for joy. Meanwhile, lying Sally wouldn't stop crying and pleading with the judge to rethink his verdict. The real kicker? I made an anonymous call with a friend's phone to the daycare where she worked and let her boss know everything. A few days later, I noticed she removed the sticker on the back of her car. I'm pretty sure she was fired because she started staying at home almost 24/7. Her car almost never left the driveway. How does she pay rent? How did she pay rent? Did she get a new job? Or did she just like have to just move out because she couldn't afford it?
Sucker.
Also, the best part, the crazy loud parties finally stopped. It's been radio silent for a whole month. You can bet that during Christmas, our closest neighbors dropped off a lot of cookie tins and chocolates as thanks. That's borderline nuclear revenge, holy. This is good, this is good. Also, what's this? What's this? If I wanted to go nuclear, I could show her husband the video footage we captured of her kissing one of the male party guests goodbye. Oh, you were nice to her. You were nice, you were nice. You went easy on this. It wasn't a cute kiss on the cheek, it was a full-on drunken tongue kiss. I'm petty, not evil. Well, I mean, like, would it be evil? Edit, yeah, it's pretty evil to not tell the husband. Yeah, it's kind of evil both ways, to be honest. But if you read the backstory I provided in a link on the post, then you'd understand why I chose not to. He's a pretty terrible person as well. Not as bad as lying Sally, but pretty bad. They could also be swingers for all I know. Oh my. So they're just having like massive swingers parties next to you? Anyway, cheating always gets exposed eventually, so I have no doubt in my mind she'll get caught eventually if she's reckless enough to kiss someone on her front lawn. In my opinion, you went easy on her, babes. Should she have told the husband? I don't know. Should she? Do we mind our business? Not really.
What is the pettiest thing you've ever done in a breakup?
Okay, I'm not proud of this. My ex and I broke up, and she told me she's still going on the vacation that we'd planned together. So while she was at work, I snuck in her window and I stole her suitcases. What? She called me screaming and was like, "Why did you take my bags? Why did you?" And
So she knew it was you immediately.
of course she knew it was me. I mean, I also left her a little note. Just
What
yelling
did
at
you
me.
say?
I said, "You gave me so much emotional baggage. I deserve some real ones."
Nice. I was gonna say that's stupid, but I get it now. Like, I get it. The metaphor. Good on ya. Good on ya. Were the bags full of clothes, or you just took the empty suitcases? Coworker gets me fired. I waited many years for revenge. If revenge is best served cold, then my revenge was many years in the freezer, and this week was finally pulled out and had whipped cream and a cherry put on top before finally served. Background. Set the scene! Interior office night. Little joke for my film friends. So I worked for a company for almost a decade that had a small team consisting of 10 people doing commissioned work for businesses in my city. The owner treated us like family, knowing that we worked long and hard days, sometimes up to 60 hours a week. He paid us better than expected, bonuses and perks he negotiated with businesses that commissioned our work, and even gave the whole company a week paid off when his son was getting married so we could attend. Oh, he sounds nice. We had our squabbles like any other family, and things weren't always bright and perfect. But this is to show how nice the owner treated his employees and didn't screw me over. After working there for years, the manager position became open. Since by then I was one of the most senior workers with the company, so I thought I would apply, and a few others did so as well. I didn't get the position, mainly because despite my experience at company, I didn't have a business administration degree. Someone who worked for the owner did, so he got it. Realizing the education I would have to get, the demand of this job, I thought long and hard and concluded that if I wanted to go anywhere in life, I would have to get that degree. Coming right out of high school to work for company was great, but if I wanted to do something more, I would have to go to university. I talked to the owner and gave my 2 weeks notice. When I explained what I wanted to do and why, he understood that I was trying to make something of myself. This all becomes relevant later, I promise. I love some subtle foreshadowing.
I can see your future.
Going to university, I found I had tuition covered through government grants, but not things like food, rent, etc. So I looked around and eventually found work at Company B. Company B was a retail store with a bigger staff than I had been used to, somewhere around 50 employees, but had such a huge employee turnaround that it was scary at times. Okay. You know when a company has like a fast turnaround rate that there's something wrong. They dealt with a wider range of goods from groceries to very expensive items. They had a certain niche clientele that they could order items for and catered to. I ended up working part-time in their warehouse and answered to the warehouse supervisor who answered to the manager. There were other supervisors for other parts of the story, but for this only, the sales supervisor is relevant. Skip forward 7 years. In that time, I got my BA degree and worked at Company B the whole time, going from part-time to full, and eventually applied for the warehouse supervisor position. I was interviewed, I got the job, and I've been supervisor for months when the manager and I hired Kay as a warehouse clerk. Kay isn't the one to get revenge, but she played a crucial part in the revenge. Then Butthead gets hired. Butthead started out as a cashier, working quickly up the chain and brown-nosing as many co-workers as possible, including the manager. When a sales rep went on maternity leave, Butthead quickly jumped at the chance to work in sales and ended up permanently being a part of the team, then the sales supervisor soon after. Me and Butthead got along like oil and water. We butted... I was not expecting butted heads to be in this script. We butted heads. You and Butthead butted heads.
This is funny.
Over things constantly. She would tell the manager all the small things that I did, but called me a snitch when I reported the issue she was causing. She would badmouth me and my warehouse staff, talk over me at meetings to try and take credit for my ideas. She openly told co-workers that I was the cause of many issues and couldn't wait for me to leave. Oh, and she was never at fault. It would be the customer's fault, my fault, the delivery driver's fault, another co-worker's fault, etc.
Obviously.
There were times when we got along well, but few and far between. I get fired. Oh no. So one day, a very, and I mean very, expensive ring set, over $5,000 I found out later, ordered by one of our customers, comes in. Years ago, I set up a procedure for any type of jewelry so it would not get lost or stolen. The last step is, once we've done everything with it in the warehouse, we take it to the office and have someone put it in the safe immediately. This particular time, I was the one who received the rings. So once going through the procedure, told Kay that I was taking it to the office. The only one available who had the combination to the safe was Butthead. I asked her if she could open the safe. She looked at me, looked at the jewelry box in my hand, and then said, "Put it down here on my desk. I'll put it away once I'm done this email." The next day, I get a call from the manager to come to the office. I head there to find manager, Butthead, and the HR consultants they pull in when some real stuff starts to hit the fan. Manager tells me the ring set has disappeared. I tell them the procedure I followed, and last I saw them was with Butthead. Manager tells me Butthead checked the box and the box was empty. Manager then pulls the box out. Sure enough, the box that the rings were in was completely empty. I swear to manager that the rings were inside when I checked them before even given to Butthead. At this point, my word against hers by stroke of bad luck, the in-store video recorder had broken down days before the incident, so there was no way to verify what happened. It's kind of odd timing.
How very convenient.
We all know someone has to take the blame for this, and that's when Butthead strikes, saying it was my fault, since it was last seen in my hands. Manager asks if this is true. Then I realize that yes, I was indeed the last person to touch the thing, and I never actually saw Butthead pick up the box. Butthead gives me a look that screamed, "Gotcha." Oh, absolutely not. No. She gotta go. Manager and the HR consultant ask us both to leave. After what seemed like forever, I get called in. Manager tells me that since I was responsible for the rings at the time and now they're lost, they would be firing me. But since they had no proof as to whether I stole the rings, they wouldn't press charges, which scared the crap out of me as this is the first time I heard of them thinking of this. I go back to the warehouse, tell Kay and the other warehouse clerks what just happened, grabbed my personal belongings, and left that day. I really genuinely feel like Butthead could have avoided what's coming by just not giving that look of gotcha, you know? Because I'm sorry, but if someone is meddling and they look at me like, You're asking for it. You should have just played dumb.
I'm coming for you.
After a couple weeks of trying to get my head around what happened and weighing my options, I decide my first priority is to try and get some sort of job and consider it lucky if I get a job flipping
All better
burgers
now.
with the bad rep when they ask Company B. I call the owner of Company A, the first company, to get a good reference from them and explain what happened and why I was calling, only to get the shock of a lifetime. The manager position was about to be open. The guy who I lost the position to was retiring soon due to complicated health reasons. Owner had kept tabs on me while at university and understood when I didn't immediately come back to him. But with a golden opportunity like this, he wanted me back and I wasn't gonna say no. Oh, thank God. I thought it was gonna be something bad. I dive into the new job I originally wanted with an owner I enjoyed working for. I thought then and there everything would be behind me, not knowing it would come back not only to bite me, but to pay dividends. The revenge. Kay's side. This I found out after Butthead's reckoning. After I was fired, Kay knew she had to do something about Butthead. Kay knew I wouldn't lose or steal something like the rings, but also knew that without proof, Butthead would deny she did it and have Kay in her crosshairs to attack next. So after talking with her husband, she hatched a plan. She started hanging out with Butthead, telling her things like, "I'm so glad he's gone," or "wish he had been fired much earlier." Butthead, feeling high from getting rid of one of her thorns in her side, soaked it all in, and after a couple weeks invited Kay and Kay's husband, from now on KH, for drinks at her place, with her and Butthead's husband. Months passed. Kay and Kay's husband do things regularly together with Butthead and Butthead's husband, including drinking on weekends and couple-related events. Ooh, she's playing the long game. When together, Kay would occasionally badmouth me, and Butthead would agree. Finally, after a year of playing nice, when Kay and Kay's husband were over at Butthead's for one of their drinking parties, Kay randomly badmouthed me, mentioning the rings in passing. Then Butthead said something that Kay was waiting for. I wanted those rings, so I stole them.
Hey, yo, what the
Big mistake. Kay, hearing this, asks for more details. Kay's husband looks at her, tries to wave her off with one hand, then gives up when Butthead keeps talking. That day, Butthead had stopped writing her email and was going to put the rings in the safe. The safe was open, and she was about to put the rings away when Butthead had an idea. See, as mentioned above, Butthead wanted me gone from Company B. She also wanted those rings. She also knew that the cameras weren't working.
I knew it.
She figured that she could pocket the rings, tell the manager they were missing, and spin it so I would take the blame. Kay then asks, "Where are the rings now?" And Butthead, being too drunk and not seeing a reason not to brag, not only tells her, but shows her where they are in her room. All while Kay's husband had been recording the whole conversation. Goody. I went to grab this drama. Kay gives a copy of the recording to manager the next workday. Police are called immediately. Butthead is arrested and her house is raided. They find the rings. Kay and Kay's husband give the recording and testimonies to police. Butthead's reckoning has begun. Part 2 of the long-awaited revenge. I get a call from the prosecutor's office. After Butthead is arrested and charged with theft over $5,000, among other things. He wants me to testify about what she did to me. I didn't skip a beat in saying yes. Fast track to the trial. Prosecutor has me, Kay, and KH's husband testify and plays the recording of Butthead admitting that she stole them. Her attorney tries to throw out the case, saying Kay got Butthead deliberately drunk, but Judge didn't buy it, since there was proof she drank all the time. Judge was lenient and gave her 5 years in prison, which she yelled was unfair, but I personally thought she got off easy. Meanwhile, as the trial was happening, I was talking to a lawyer to sue Butthead for setting me up like she did. Oh my, you're just not letting her get up for air, eh? We were also going to sue Company B for wrongful termination, but they settled the day they got notice of the lawsuit and knew they would lose. Butthead wasn't so lucky. They tried some trickery by having Butthead's husband divorce her, and he received everything in the divorce. But my lawyer added him into the lawsuit as well. My lawyer asked overall for $3,500 in emotional distress, back pay from when I was fired until I started working for Company A again, and legal fees.
We're getting that money.
And now you're probably wondering what the metaphoric cherry on top was. Oh, yes, of course. On top of this delightful Sunday of revenge. Well, recently, we had someone leave Company A, so we were hiring someone to replace them. Owner was going over the resumes and set up interviews for the job this week. Lo and behold, Butthead was one of the people to apply, but he didn't know that. Please tell me you interviewed Butthead. I looked at the resume and was about to trash it, then smiled. Owner set up the interview. She came in at her slotted time, looking to brown nose her her way through. Then she saw me. I smiled an evil smile, and she went white. All I said was, butthead, how are you? Remember me? A deer in the headlight look from her. I look at her resume and say, I'm sorry, I do not think you'll be a good fit for our company. Thank you for applying.
Better luck next time.
She said not one word and left. A delicious pro-revenge sundae with a cherry on top, my dear. You know, some people would just let it slide. It's not like you ended up unable to get a job afterward. It's not like, you know, you had a really, really hard time after this interaction and after this like whole thing went down. You lucked out. You got a job that you were initially pining for. So most people would have been like, it's water under the bridge, you know what I mean? But not you. And not only you, but your friend Kay as well. The fact that Kay was moving in the shadows and waiting for the exact moment to strike, such a good friend. I know this isn't an am I the a-hole, but you are absolutely not the a-hole. Justice was served. We got some more work nightmares for you coming in hot. New boss hated me and treated me like garbage, so I exposed his affair. This story was posted in the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. This took place many years ago, when I was 21. So young, but it feels like it was yesterday. This may be lengthy, but context is necessary. I worked at the local rec center and was a pool manager in the aquatics department. You know, lifeguarding, swim lessons, etc. Not to brag, but I was extremely good at my job. There were always requests to be in my classes, and families only wanted to sign up for sessions I was teaching. Over time, I got more training and was able to teach and do almost everything that the aquatics department could ever need. Our coordinator, my boss, received a job offer elsewhere and decided to pursue that. I loved my boss and was sad to see her go, but this gave me the chance to throw my hat in for the position. It was a long shot due to my age, but I figured I should try. I had all the qualifications and knew the place inside and out, even the employees. Sadly, I didn't get the job. Bummer, but I assumed it was a long shot at the time. What caught me by surprise was the person they did hire lacked almost all of the, quote, required skills that had been listed. He was a businessman. Let's call him Kevin. So how did Kevin get the job? Like, does he know someone? Kevin liked swimming, but didn't have any training on pool safety or the pump room know-hows. According to the higher-ups, he was going to make our faculty a, quote, money maker. How did he do this? Well, he cut safety corners.
Not a great plan.
If there's one corner you do not want to cut, it's a safety corner. We started staffing less lifeguards for shifts, sometimes only having one on the pool deck, which was incredibly unsafe given all the blind spots in our facility. He shortened breaks, claiming the staff were all lazy teenagers. Again, not safe as they needed the chance to rest and be ready to be back on deck maintaining safety. Is that like legal? Now, I get it. Teenagers can be lazy and be a pain. We've all been there and witnessed it. I know not everyone was an all-star employee, but that's the case everywhere. As a part of my job, I would evaluate and train the employees regularly. We practiced skills and reviewed important first aid that needed to be second nature. Rescues, CPR, AED, etc. Well, Kevin also declared that these trainings were happening too frequently. It was a waste of money to be doing this, and they should be doing this in their free time. Oh, this is gonna end badly. This was breaking point number 1, and I decided to go speak to him about this and said, "Hey Kevin, can we talk?"
Sure. What do you want?
Well, I really think that we should start up the trainings again. In the event of an emergency, we really need the staff to be ready and ready to react to anything.
Shouldn't they already know it?
Yeah, but most of these things they need to practice, you know, CPRs and the rescues and stuff.
I don't really think that that's something I need to pay you or them to do. They should just practice.
I feel that working on these skills as a team really helps with retention and knowing it actually gets done. I mean, most of them don't have their own pools and backboards to practice at home.
We are done with this conversation. I know you wanted this job, but I'm in charge. Do what I say.
Okay. I was livid. At no point did he actually listen. He treated me like a child and sent me away. The next day, he called me into his office for a chat, where he told me I was completely out of line yesterday and wrote me up for insubordination. Sorry, you got written up for like being concerned about safety? You're literally saving him from like a potential lawsuit or worse. You're welcome. I went home crying. Not once have I ever received a warning, a complaint, or anything negative with my working performance. To be written up for expressing myself and being called insubordinate wrecked me. After I composed myself, I decided I would just do my best and try harder. I did what was asked and tried to keep up morale and tried to stay positive.
A month later was my second breaking point. Kevin and I had a meeting where we discussed employees and evaluated performances. After he left for the day, he sent me a text saying,
I've thought about it, and I want you to call X, Y, and Z and let them go. They're awful employees, and we can just replace them.
Because I had been conditioned to just obey this moron, I said, okay. Well, this didn't sit well with me. I stewed on it for the rest of the day and stayed up late with it just gnawing at me. To be fair, the employees he mentioned weren't anything great, but I felt it wasn't my place to be the one to let them go. He's kind of getting you to do his dirty work for him, which I don't like. My job description said nothing about hiring or firing. It was always up to the coordinator, Kevin, or higher-ups for that sort of thing. So I decided to express my feelings the next day, and surprise, surprise, it didn't go well. Hey, Kevin, I was thinking about the text you sent me yesterday. I've been going over it, and I'm not comfortable being the one to let these employees go. I don't think it's in my job description, and I feel that falls under your department. And I'm sorry I said okay to it yesterday, but I don't think I should do it.
What?
Yeah, I just don't think I'm comfortable with it. I'm not in that kind of position.
That isn't my problem. I told you to do it, so do it.
That just isn't something I can do. Can we look back at my job description and maybe I missed it? He did not like this response. Let me guess, it's not in the job description at all.
Correct. No, we won't be doing that because I know it's your job to listen to your boss. If you won't do it, I guess I will just do your job and write you up for insubordination.
Me, while crying. Okay, now this is where it starts to get juicy. Oh. Over the next few months, I did exactly what I could and tried to avoid Kevin at all costs. This started to become really easy as Kevin wasn't back by the pool as frequently. He started meeting with the rec center director more and more, his boss. He would go to lunch meetings with her, meetings in her office, and even attended the fitness classes she taught. Fishy. No, very fishy. Also, the swimming fish pun is not lost on me. I'm assuming that pun was not intended. Now, I wasn't the only one who noticed this. All of the aquatics department started to pick up on it. They would ask me, hey, where's Kevin? And I would tell them, director meeting, with an eye roll. He was rarely in his office anymore. I was left doing his job more and more, and he would tell me, I just have to meet with the director. We're trying to turn this place around and make some money out of this money pit. So I diligently did as I was told, while also tracking his meetings.
Sneaky.
You know, I have a theory. It seems to be like quite consistent with bad boss stories. I have a theory where if you're a bad boss, you are projecting because you're actually the bad employee and you're blaming everybody else. I kept a notepad and wrote down what he did in the day. I felt like Pam from The Office tracking Michael's workday. It got from the point where he was on average only in the aquatics area for 1 hour a day, while all the rest were spent with the director in one way or another. So me, being a spiteful person, I used this when I finally decided enough was enough. After 6 months of Kevin, I had it and decided to leave for new adventures. Finally, I know. But I decided to go out with a bang. I turned in my 2 weeks, was my cheery self, did everything I was asked to do, then hit my exit interview with HR. I expressed all of my safety concerns, new policies I didn't agree with, and told them all about Kevin's antics. I brought the notepad and told HR. Oh, and I brought this for you. I'm pretty sure Kevin and Nancy, the director, are sleeping together. Here are my notes. Feel free to figure this out. Then I left. For a young and insecure me, this was the most empowering moment. I walked out feeling like a champ and didn't look back. A few months later, an old coworker reached out in an email and told me, hey, not sure if anyone's updated you on things since you left. It's gotten crazy around here. Remember Nancy and Kevin? Well, they both got fired.
Got him!
Apparently they were having an affair and would use her office to sleep together at work. They're both now divorced and are jobless after everything played out. Just thought you should know after all the crap he put you through. Vindication never felt sweeter. Well, that ended nicely, didn't it? Remember what I said about people that like always point the finger, like bad bosses that are always criticizing other people? This is why you should always be careful about pointing fingers and like, you know, we should communicate when we're unhappy with something. But at the same time, let's make sure that we are not living in a glass house when we throw stones. All right, we got one more. We got time for one more. I ain't going nowhere, and neither should you.
Please don't go.
Am I the a-hole for firing my brother after he proposed at my wedding? So, a bit of background. I own a plumbing company and I hired my brother 3 years ago. He was jobless after the pandemic and I offered him to come and work for me. He was 22 at the time and is now looking to become a master plumber and start his own business. At my wedding, in which he was the best man, he decided that during his speech he would give us all a big surprise and decided to propose to his long-term girlfriend. Me and my wife were appalled. Well, fucking duh. If you do not ask permission to propose at someone's wedding, you should expect them
to be appalled. We both feel like he stole the shine from our day. I mean, listen, he probably didn't steal the shine, but it was definitely an interesting choice. Everyone else in our families were so excited and kept taking pictures with her, looking at the ring, etc. Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. I decided to fire him the very next day. He doesn't understand why. He claims I'm being selfish and irrational, and our parents agree. They're saying that business should be separate from our personal lives, but I can't overlook what he did and how he ruined our day. Am I overthinking this? Yeah, I mean, like, he definitely overstepped. I wouldn't want to work with someone who did something like that to me either. And you did your brother a solid. He was jobless, and you were like the one person that gave him a lifeline, and this is how he repays you? Like, I just find that very odd. Okay, so very good point in the comments. Not the a-hole. This case can't separate family and business because you only offered the job because he was family. Literally. So in firing him, you could literally just say, well, I'm separating family and business. I would tell him that he can have the job back after he pays for half the reception, since he turned it into a combination wedding reception and engagement party.
That's smart. So smart.
You do need to talk to him, because like firing him without telling him why, you're not firing him because he was bad at his job. You're firing him because you're mad at him for what he did. So I feel genuinely like you need to have a chat with your brother, kind of let him say his piece, let him apologize if he plans on doing that. I feel like maybe you kind of jumped the gun a little bit by firing him just because you didn't give him a chance to apologize. At the end of the day, like, the damage is done. You only have like one wedding, and he totally like hijacked that. I wonder if there's something else going on here, that like he kind of like wanted to become like you. You gave him a job as a plumber 3 years ago. He's now looking to become a master plumber and start his own business like you. That wouldn't be weird, but it also seems like, okay, he's also kind of hijacking your wedding. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but like, I know that this has happened with girlfriends of mine. I'll give you an example. When I was a photographer, I somehow had all these friends that saw me taking photos and also wanted to take photos. So I would teach them how to take photos, and then they started stealing business from me and claiming they were photographers. And this happens so many times, like literally so many freaking times. And it's not just that, even like friends that like wanted to be YouTubers, you know what I mean? They were super, super friendly, and they'd want me to show them the ropes and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not an easy thing to learn. I would teach them. It got to me after a little while. Always down to help, but oh man. And oddly enough, when I wasn't really interested in helping them anymore, all those people weren't really my friend anymore. Agreed, he owes you an apology. How does he not see that he made you and your wife's day about himself? Not the a-hole, and I hope you show him this post. Time to announce a pregnancy at his wedding. Ooh, that's good. I think you have a right to be mad. Do I think you should have fired him? I feel like that was just inevitable anyway. It's whatever. I'd be petty about it too, honestly, because he totally like hijacked your wedding. So are you the a-hole for firing your brother after he proposed at your wedding? I mean, no, but like at least let him apologize.
I'm trying to click stuff, but...
Subscribe!
Yeah. All right. That's it. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget to check out social medias for updates and whatnot.